we probably are actually. It's just like we're not live on our end, but it's probably going to be live
and recording.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should say spoilers for what have we seen that no, actually we're up to date. Never mind.
All right. So see, we got an image here. So now I will choose the go live on YouTube up here.
Cool. Maybe now this is when the playback sees
Starts now.
I don't know. I still haven't. After all these years, I still don't know when the
is
playback
live?
starts.
What is live?
Are we live?
We're live.
Hey,
Welcome to the best damn movie news show on the planet. Weekly Planet.
That's not James.
is that another show?
Yeah, it's two different podcasts.
Nope.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the Real Rejects podcast, a live stream with Coy and myself. We attempted this a couple of weeks ago, and it did not go according to plan. We have hired pros to come in, really help us out. John, of course, went to town a lot more as well, and we figured we owe it to those who watch us to do the live stream properly.
I think it's 24, 25. I think it's another big moment, big episode.
Yeah.
We tried to do it at 22. It didn't work out. I think that was 3 weeks ago.
We did like a billion podcasts for Superman, but we haven't done one that's like the movie
sit
news.
down and talk with Coy and Greg.
Yeah.
What is the Greg Coy show like without the stress of Superman pod?
Yeah, for sure. Couple of housekeeping I want to mention really quick. Please leave a like. If you are in this stream, leaving a like will help us out on the playbacks. Very different algorithm-wise with live streams, and our channel in particular is not used to producing live streams, so playbacks are a little bit harder to get a little more traction. And how we're going to do this one this time is like, of course, Super Chats, Streamlabs, all of that is more than welcome. And thank you, my God. Last week, we did a Superman spoiler talk. We got so many. Like, there were so
5
many.
hours you guys rocked.
Yeah.
I was here for 2.
You were here for 2. I didn't even know I was here, sitting here on hour 4 until Roxy told me at the time, like, what? It's almost 5 hours? Yeah.
I finished the next thing I had to do, and you guys were still live. Like, I went all the way to my second location and then came over here.
So thank you guys for keeping us busy. We don't end the stream without going through every Super Chat and Streamlab. But what we're going to do today is a little bit of a different structure. We are going to mainly we're going to do the stories that we want to cover, which is we're going to react to. I haven't read any of these yet. I had John pull it up, the Fantastic Four social media reactions, which is great.
Yeah,
because
they moved it up a week.
They moved it up in the moment of.
That is almost unprecedented. Like, it doesn't happen very often. That is a good sign.
Because it was supposed to release Monday.
Yeah.
And then
that to me was a bad sign.
And the fact that they released it now shows like, oh, they must have a lot of faith in this, and these reactions must be good. So I was like, let's talk about this. And then James Gunn was on the Josh Horowitz podcast, really great interview, and they talked significantly about some behind the scenes stuff and some stuff about the future of the DCU. And I think there's a lot of good stuff to break down. Speaking of which, I was just on the DC Studios podcast with Brandon Davis. Thanks to this guy, Coy Jandro, for inviting me on.
That was fun, man. I'm really happy with that episode. That round table was, I had such a blast doing it, and it translated. I watched it back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Sometimes
I want to watch it back.
Yeah. Because it's so different on the TV. Like, there's something it feels really special to have a show that you navigate through HBO.
It's on HBO Max, the subscription service.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
You can watch it on YouTube too, but I like feeling fancy, so I go like HBO, scroll past the penguin. There's the show.
I've been watching Veep on HBO Max. I should watch.
You could just click over.
I should watch myself.
You made
now.
a thumbnail before I did. I've still never been in a thumbnail. Thanks.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, I know. I know. But I'm very happy to see you guys on HBO. One day I'll see me on HBO.
Yes. So anyway, and then we're gonna talk about that. But so here's what I'll say is that we're gonna go through our stories and do our show as normal. And then afterwards, we're going to go to the Super Chats and Streamlabs for whatever does come in. So thank you guys who already contributed. And we're going to focus on whatever you guys want to ask us for the Q&A portion. And that's the best way to guarantee to have your question or comment read on air. Now, let's get into action, Coy. We'll need John's help on this.
John,
let's talk about the Fantastic Four early reactions. You want to start reading them off to us, John?
Absolutely.
I genuinely have not read or heard any of this yet, so that's why we put "reacting to" in the title, because I wanted to
react to.
want to capture on air.
I only know Brandon's thoughts.
I was gonna say that
He texted me.
one of his tweets is in here.
Yeah, he texted. I didn't see his tweet, but he texted me a sentence that he said.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I actually watched his like 2-minute.
Oh.
I committed. I was like, I want to know one person's opinion and Brandon.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
I wanted to know if I should be as hyped as I feel.
Yeah, I won't reveal what he said to me, so I'll tell you if his tweet lines
The
up
end
with what
was
he's
crazy,
Be like,
Win.
that's not what he texted me at all. To rat your ass out. Oh, got an interview with Brandon Davis coming up tomorrow, by the way. It's a really deep dive, vulnerable conversation. I will listen to it back. I think especially like for the thing I was telling him, I hope more men listen to this conversation. I'm messaging him. What do we got, John? What's the first one?
All right, you're gonna be the real ones of nerddom. Okay, so we got.
Oh, John got a
Brandon Davis.
camera.
I
Yeah.
got a camera. Hi, gang. Yes, Fantastic Four: First Steps is visually one of the best things Marvel has ever made. Parts feel like Interstellar and demand IMAX.
Who's that?
This is Brandon Davis.
Oh, that is Brandon Davis.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Galactus is awesome. Silver Surfer looks really, really good. VFX were often immaculate. Cosmically and on Earth, Matt Shackman dropped a visual feast.
Wow.
Strong, high praise.
That sounds very similar to what he texted me.
What he said in the video was that it is amongst the greatest visuals he's seen, and then he gave a little caveat of like recency bias. I need to relook at like Guardians and the other visual spectacles, but it might be his favorite visuals in the entirety of the MCU, and that to me tracks with what Matt Shackman seems to be showing. What doesn't is I when I saw the Silver Surfer, I was like, huh, the hair doesn't look as good in movement as it does in a comic. So I'm hoping they worked on that because that was what, like 2 months ago, I think we got that trailer with the
Yeah.
first Silver Surfer. So maybe that's changed. But I've heard nothing but great things about Galactus, and this continues to get me excited.
I've heard I imagine the scope of it on IMAX. Did they watch it on IMAX?
I think so. I hope we do.
Can you read that back to me again one more time, John?
Absolutely.
It's different when I don't have it in front. I thought I could just listen.
Fantastic Four: First Steps is visually one of the best things Marvel has ever made. Parts feel like Interstellar.
Visually, wow,
And
okay.
demand IMAX. Galactus is awesome. Silver Surfer looks really, really good. VFX were often immaculate.
So good to hear.
Cosmically and on Earth.
You never hear about good VFX
Matt
anymore.
Shackman dropped a visual feast. It's true. You don't. You don't.
I think it's a curse of like where we've gotten with visual effects is when they're bad, you notice them. When they're great, you don't.
And when they're bad, you hear about it. And when
Constantly.
they're great, you rarely hear
You're like,
about
oh, good,
it.
they made a movie. Like they don't get the love they deserve. And there's so many visual effects people don't even realize are visual effects.
I trust Brandon's opinion, and I think he's a very honest guy. We don't always see eye to eye, of course. Who the hell would you ever always see eye to eye
Yeah.
on? But yeah, this lines up with his text message to me, and and to me that's like cool because he would tell me like he would be even more honest. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So I'm glad that he really liked it, and to me it's a sign too that Marvel is indeed listening. The VFX thing has been one of the biggest complaints about the MCU in the last few years, hasn't it?
Well, and the movie's looking the same. I think the movie's having like a neutral color palette and kind of subdued. This looks like an Alex Ross painting in a lot of ways.
I'll say John and I watched like 2 30-second clips that they released.
Yeah, I've stopped because
Yeah,
they're spoiling everything.
I won't say what's in it.
Okay, thank you.
So I watched these 2 30-second clips, and I was so taken aback by how amazing the art design was. You can see cool trailers.
Yeah.
And art design referring to, like literally the whole aesthetic of the like the sets, the backgrounds, the costumes. It really does feel like you're stepping into a world.
Yeah.
And they're 2 very different clips with 2 very different tones.
Cool.
And one had more of the lighthearted feel, and the other had so much tension to it. And then there was one that was like a slightly extended trailer that tells you what Galactus's motivation is, and that one too had a lot of tension in it. And I was surprised by it, and a big part of it is because the look of it does look really cool, and it's been a long time since we've said that about.
I think Guardians 3 was the last
Marvel.
time I was like,
Yeah.
the visuals.
Yeah.
And that's a while now.
Yeah, and I'm excited for it. I really am.
It's starting to feel like an event. Like I've been saying a while, like I miss that feeling of a Marvel summer event. And now that we're a week out, I'm starting to get to that point. I'm like, oh, I'm seeing it Monday. Like it feels like exciting. And I'm worried about seeing any more footage because it's so close. And I know there's that point where they're like, put it all out there. We need to get butts and seats. So I'm really afraid of the marketing, but I'm really excited for people to be excited about the marketing. So I'm hoping it does numbers.
I think the clips have been doing a better job on the marketing than the trailers. But let's read more about the reacting of the comments first.
All right.
Let's read more about the reacting of the comments. These are words.
The words are said in an order.
I didn't just start speaking 15 minutes ago in real life.
You gotta sing in the car, Greg. That's my trick.
I was in the car and I was doing like because I'm like I haven't spoken at all today.
I actively like do rap god or like
Smart.
really loud songs to get it all.
Sometimes I rhyme to try to get my brain warmed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Coy, John, God, brain is firing on all cylinders
Killing
today.
it today. All righty. We got from at Harper's Media, George McKay.
At Harper's Media, George McKay.
Fantastic Four. Quite possibly the best Marvel Studios film ever released. Absolutely loaded with talent and standout performances from Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn. If you thought the MCU died with...
Really? Joseph Quinn, huh? Okay.
So they say. If you thought the MCU died with Endgame, think again.
Oh, God.
Thoughtfully crafted and easily a genre-defining classic.
I don't know this man, but they said all the buzzwords.
I know, yeah.
Endgame wasn't the end. It's the best Marvel movie ever. List actors. They sure did say SEO.
Repeat that back one last time. A little faster, John, just so we like...
Fantastic Four is a triumph, a pitch-perfect script. No, I'm reading a different one. Sorry, there we go. Fantastic Four, quite possibly the best Marvel Studios film ever released, absolutely loaded with talent and standout performances from Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn. If you thought the MCU died with Endgame, think again. Thoughtfully crafted and easily a genre-defining classic.
I'm kind of sick of this narrative.
They didn't say anything.
Of that.
I could have written that and I haven't seen it.
It's more of the best movie since Endgame thing, which is kind of a cliche thing to say.
Thunderbolts really made me aware of how much that was like ignoring so much greatness. Like when everybody was like, best since Endgame, I was like, yeah, but we've had No Way Home, we've had Guardians 3, we've had Shang-Chi, we've had, not to say Thunderbolts isn't better or worse than those, but to ignore them completely, which feels like every time there's a new thing. Endgame was amazing, but it isn't the greatest superhero movie of all time, and I get that it is the end of a phase and an era, but it is odd that so much good has come since that is just like, that's the weird bar.
And yeah, and they're acting like No Way Home wasn't truly event cinema.
I think that's the greatest example of non-recency bias. I think as soon as as soon as No Way Home came out, it had a week of like, oh my God. And then like 3 weeks later, but it's like, I hated that actually. And that's only grown weirdly, but I love No Way Home.
Well, back to the Fantastic Four side of it. They're highlighting Joseph Quinn and Vanessa Kirby's performance in this one.
Correct.
It's nice to hear that about Joseph Quinn. As I'll agree, when I saw the clip, it was the dinner scene that they've been showing in the trailers a lot. And since I've been hopping between the run that you recommended from 2022.
Oh, yeah, the Ryan North run?
Yeah, I'm only on issue 4 of that, but I'm really deep into the Hickman run. Actually, like
they're very different.
Very different, but I'm loving the Hickman run a lot. Like I've been finding like, I just want to keep going.
It's super heady. I like how like intellectually stimulating it is. And I like how Ryan North is like a space adventure.
At the same time, even though Matt Shakman, that's the right director, right?
Yeah.
Right, Matt Shakman is said so much of his inspiration was from there. I still don't fully correlate the personality dynamics to what I'm seeing in the pages.
Hickman is so not this read, especially. Like, I do not feel a moment of Pedro Pascal in Hickman's run.
I don't feel it with Johnny Storm either.
Well, I don't feel like Joseph. I haven't seen a single moment of Joseph Quinn's performance that feels like Johnny Storm to me.
Yeah. And,
Any era.
But I'm looking forward to. But what I love though, what I said when I was watching it, is the choices feel so purposeful that and you can still feel that there is a passionate direction behind the camera.
He's a great actor.
And because of that, I'm like, oh, I'm able to. I felt myself quickly being able to separate myself from what it's like, from what I've been reading in the comics, at least.
Yeah.
So I'm looking. It seems like the choices that they're making are to better serve the film that they are wanting to tell.
I really like him as an actor. I really like him as someone that goes to cons and seems to have a lot of respect and appreciation for fans. All the things I want out of an actor to play a Marvel character. I just don't think he's this Marvel character. So I'm still very excited to be proven wrong, because I have yet to see a moment that I was like, that's Johnny Storm. I've been like, that's a great actor in a Marvel movie that turns into fire.
How have you been feeling about no one's highlighted the thing. We're only 2 in.
To me, Ebon is the highlight for casting. And then Vanessa, like, I'm really excited to see what she does. I think she's going to be a great Sue Storm, but Ebon is impossibly good casting.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one. What do we got?
We got at upper Yeah. Upper Upland, there we go. Name is just Four. Fantastic Four is a triumph. A pitch-perfect script backed by great performances, particularly from Pedro Pascal. Turns what could be a simple superhero movie into a sharp commentary on our society that makes its nuance palatable for those that may not take it at face value.
Wow, that's a glowing ass review
I like
right
that,
there.
subverting what the expectation will be. I like that review.
Say that one more time, John.
Fantastic Four is a triumph. A pitch-perfect script backed by great performances.
Pitch perfect script, huh? Okay.
Particularly from Pedro Pascal, turns what could be a simple superhero movie into a sharp commentary on our society that makes its nuance palatable for those that may not take it at face value.
What commentary on our society do you think they'd be doing?
I'm wondering, like, it's about I assume it'll be about the world ending. I think Galactus wins. I would say maybe over consumerism, like the destroying of a planet, like a commentary on like the end of a world and how we don't see it coming. Kind of a less beating you over the head look up.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I
Look Up
wanted
is
to
the
like that movie so much, and it was just so heavy-handed.
I watched it on a plane, so I loved it. That's the Adam McKay, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence movie, which is very much about why aren't you paying attention to the fact that the world's dying?
I think that's the way they'd go, right? I could see Galactus winning, and I could see that being in commentary on the fact that we like are so apathetic about killing the planet.
Damn, that's actually a cool, like, allegorical way to do it.
That's what I would do.
And then with the spoilers here, with the Thunderbolts post-credits, it makes sense why they want to kind of leave. They're kind of like in a Krypton situation.
Right, and they're jettisoned into our world, which is going to have a different Downey.
Yeah, and the Fantastic Four are billionaires, so they're able to build a spaceship
They
be
can
able to
escape.
get the hell out of here.
Those are the only people that get to make it. They've earned it.
My theory is somehow Franklin Richards is going to help out.
I think I think the first steps are going to be first steps that save them. Like, I think his first steps are going to be the thing that's
It's going to be like Superman Returns kid.
yeah, which everyone would love. No, but Franklin canonically can handle like these type of events, so I could see that happening. But I do think there will be a lot of, I don't know, looking at our society, because when you do an Elseworld type of thing, when you have another dimension, another universe, that's a great way to look at what we're doing right and wrong. And so I could definitely see that tying into the overall metaphor.
And they also mentioned Pedro Pascal.
Which we haven't heard
So
yet.
we've
So
heard
each
Vanessa
actor,
Kirby,
Joseph Quinn, apparently Ebon.
Apparently the thing
3
is
reviews
nothing.
in, nothing.
Yeah. And also, just as a quick reminder for those who are listening, who are just hopping in, that this is the Real Rejects podcast. We don't normally do these live. We will get to the super chats and Streamlabs once we are done going through our 2 main stories. But we're taking our time with this one.
We're reacting to reactions because we haven't read them yet.
Yeah, and John's really holding down the fort here. So, and also please leave a like on this video. John, what is next on here? So far, they're all pretty positive.
Absolutely. We got Ash Crossan weighing in.
Hey.
Fantastic Four is visually stunning, stylish.
Another visual one, huh?
I see that from the trailers.
I didn't expect to hear it so highlighted.
I mean, it's the thing from the trailers I'm most excited about personally.
Yeah, okay.
Stylish, self-contained, and easy to jump into. I had such a good time with this one. The retrofuturism is such a snack. My standout is Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. Babe, I will die for you. You are perfect.
She's got to be
This
the
is
real
the
one.
most Ash Crossan. I can hear her say these. This is a good tweet, Ash. I think Vanessa Kirby's going to be the standout. I think casting-wise, Ebon is the most one-to-one for me. I think Vanessa Kirby hasn't yet gotten to flex what she's capable of. She's great in everything she does, but as a lead, as the matriarch, as Sue, I think there's a lot here.
I'm really happy to hear that. And they've been the two who have been doing the most promotions. If anything, I thought they'd lean more into Joseph Quinn.
I mean, she got pregnant for this.
Yeah.
Kidding.
The way Pedro and her are so comfortable with each other.
He has like apparently social anxiety and like he's calmed by people close to him is what I've heard.
So he could just like wrap his whole body around her every interview and stuff?
I would say that
He's just like, she's literally like piggyback right here.
yeah, I would say Vanessa Kirby's husband is very, very confident and comfortable in their relationship and with this.
I know, like on that Comic-Con panel, his little handhold. Every time I see that, he's just like cuddled up on her, his legs wrapped around her head.
Press. But like if that's the comfort they have together.
Yeah, they're just so comfortable with each other. They're really like, maybe it could be part of the promotional. It could be part of the promotional tour of like an idea. To like,
It's working. We're talking
like
about
husband and wife. Let's see
Is
how
it not
comfortable they are.
effective? It's getting discussion.
It's that weird thing, like when the camera's rolling. Yeah, you can be as intimate as you want, but then when it's not rolling, like you guys are like awfully intimate.
crazy,
When the camera's not rolling, is that Pedro's baby in you? You know.
Woo!
Gotta consider
reveal.
these things.
I just think it's crazy. The first mother. I mean, obviously there have been mothers in the MCU, but the first family and that mother. It's really special. I think just like the synchronicity that she's doing this pregnant, like this press tour. I made a joke about her getting pregnant for press, but like. I've always loved when a character that's known as a mother gets to be like that as a main part of an arc. Like when Spider-Woman got pregnant, they made like a whole her crime fighting with like a baby in her arc, and then they did like her getting babysitters, and then she hired Porcupine, who used to be a villain, that like reformed to become the babysitter. Like just really cool mom stuff. And I think it's because I had a teen mom, and like my mom took care of me as a single mother as a teenager for the first 3 years of my life. So, like, I love when not just women, but moms are shown as a superpower. So I love that Vanessa Kirby, who's playing this important mother, is pregnant. And there's something so beautiful about, like, birth and life and, like, the journey of being pregnant. So that was what I'm so fascinated by in this press tour is, like, Vanessa Kirby's growing a human right now while doing press. And I think that's so beautiful
as the mom.
Yeah. Like, that's just such a beautiful
cool.
thing.
That is actually pretty cool. And I can see from the trailers how so much of it is about how the lengths you would go to protect your own child.
Yeah, there's such a protective, and I just think it's a beautiful coincidence in life that she got pregnant, I think with her first kid, to like do this tour.
Incredible. I'm glad her and Pedro are having a kid.
Breaking news.
But no one's highlighted a thing, and I'll say when I'm reading anytime I'm reading any Fantastic Four comic,
yeah,
The Thing is my favorite to read.
Oh, it's Ben Grimm. He's the Thing. It's like I don't know. He's the guy.
So the fact that we're 4 in and maybe they just lump him into the visual effects side.
Yeah, maybe. But I thought Ebon was going to be like the highlight.
So did I, especially with the amount of emphasis on the trailer. Yeah. And yeah, when I read the comics, he is my favorite anytime. He's my favorite one to read.
He's my favorite of the actors cast, except Paul Walter Hauser.
But of the characters,
I haven't heard word of yet. Where's the Paul Walter Hauser love? Twitter.
I will have one tweet that's just all about him.
Yes, that'll be my tweet.
What's the next one we got?
All right, next up we have... Here's a quick one. Brian Davids. I'm happy to report that Fantastic Four is good.
Is that it?
That's what it says.
Just that simple?
At Pick Your Brian. Here,
I respect it.
Josh Wilding, here's another one. Nothing will prepare you for the Fantastic Four first steps. Pedro Pascal is the perfect read, but the entire cast shines, which includes Thing and Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah.
And does right by these characters. It's funny, moving, gorgeous to look at, and nonstop fantastic. This is Marvel Studios at its brilliant best.
Really? Wow, this is high praise. This really does seem like, okay, so from my
we lost the feed part of the... There we go. There it is. So we're back.
From my experience, I mean, from your experience too, whenever we go to these screenings, depending on what screening it is, the publicists will want to know your first reactions. And then that's kind of how they gauge. You know, sometimes they send them to the producers, the studio. Sometimes they send them to the directors. But, you know, a lot, you can be as honest as you want in them. And this is so rare for them to release it this early. And now that we're hearing these,
I see why.
Yeah, because these were people who went because they're doing interviews, right?
They're doing the junket, I think, this week. Or maybe sooner. Maybe this weekend.
See, and that's a commonality. That's a norm.
Yeah.
People have to really understand that. That's like every
How
movie.
do you do an interview?
That's every single movie. And not every single movie gets a social embargo release early. Earlier than they planned.
Confidence.
This is unusual. So the praise to me must be because the thing with early reactions, it's very easy to chalk it, and maybe this could be this I will gladly acknowledge it could be the same case as every movie too, where early reactions people are hyped and usually they're just like super positive and you got to take it with a grain of salt because we've seen it happen many times. And people obviously point to like some movies that were not well received at first. This often in the comic book movies where the early reactions are great. And
I loved Love and Thunder the first time I saw it.
Yeah, well, at the same time, it's like The Flash had that. You know, BVS had that, and then there's like polarizing. It was more polarizing than was led on by early reactions, and that's very common with these early reactions. But this is so strong and so high, it's so clear on how high it is that when you give praise to this extent. It doesn't sound like, but what are you dancing around?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. What's the thing except for those things? Like it sounds just hyper positive.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of the usual buzzwords in some of the first ones, but the specificity has me excited. The visuals, their performances. I think Giacchino's score is going to be a standout. We haven't heard a lot about that, but I assume that's going to be a big pop.
That is a beautiful score.
It really is special.
It does elevate those trailers. What else we got, John?
Fantastic score. Frick you. At Frick you, Dio says Fantastic Four is a masterpiece. The visual effects.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Dropping the M word.
Okay.
The visual effects and the score are a huge standout. Galactus is huge in IMAX. It's emotional and gives you hope. It beats you off and doesn't stop.
What?
Stay
What?
until the end credits.
This doesn't sound real. That sounds so.
That's what this tweet says.
Say that one more time. It doesn't. That just sounds like ridiculous to me. Just the way the phrase is.
Fantastic Four is a masterpiece. The visual
Okay.
effects and
Top
score,
of the top. All right. Got it.
Visual effects and score are a huge standout. Galactus is huge in IMAX.
Just such like a weird.
Yeah,
thing
of
to
course
say.
it is. I think this is a spoof. This sounds like a
This
makeup.
just sounds like a guy just said some shit.
It's emotional and gives you hope.
Galactus is big in IMAX. Of course he is.
It
What
beats you off and doesn't
That's
stop.
my favorite
It's
line right
like
there.
that for people.
It beats you out.
This person did not see the
I don't-
movie.
I don't
this
think-
person,
yeah.
but maybe that's why the praise is so high, because it beats you off.
It beats you off.
Everyone came out of that movie refreshed. And so after it beats you off, you're like, I loved it so much.
I hope that person knows if that is a genuine tweet.
I hope.
I hope they know what they're saying when they say it beats you off.
Yeah.
I don't know
'Cause
what
if
else
not-
you could be saying.
I mean,
There's no other way that applies unless you're talking about like trying to beat an assailant off of you physically.
What's that? Who is this person?
Their name is Dio. At is Frick you.
Look, Dio, I don't know who you are. I've never met or heard of you until today, but I would not want to sit next to you in a theater.
yeah, if you're, feeling that level of beating off, I
This
feel
guy
like
is just ejaculating.
he just
all
brings the
over.
dune bucket to every
I'm just
movie.
trying to-
He is just out here
trying
in
to
these
watch
streets.
the movie here, and I got this distracting noise happening.
That
next to me.
scene in Deadpool, but it's the thing hands instead, and he's just going to town.
I am
Jesus.
gathering that this is part of this user's thing.
I think it. Okay, so that was not real because
I
It
think
can't be
this
real.
user often, yes,
I'm
involves an element of auto pleasure in their
he got
reviews.
put into the rundown. So good for him.
So there you go.
They did it. He manipulated the system.
A little extra butter in the popcorn
Good way
for
to
this
go.
guy.
Way to go, man.
Way to go.
Way to go.
Got a few more if you want them.
Yeah, of course.
Daniel Baptista. This is kind of a chunky boy. The Fantastic Four First Steps is inspiring and the definitive take on Marvel's First Family. Matt Shackman redefines a new era of Marvel with an adventure that is a cosmic storm of imagination and a future foundation for the MCU to build upon.
I see what you did there.
It's a film proudly rooted in the comics and the spirit of the 1960s, brought to life through gorgeous visuals and incredible performances. Michael Giacchino's score is triumphant and easily his best work in the MCU.
I mean, that was specific and like grandiose. I that one feels more like an authentic, oh my God, I'm so hyped. I don't know what to do with my fingers typing. Like I liked that because there was like narrowing in, but the hype was like 11. So I mean, I want to leave this movie changed. That sounds awesome.
They're talking about the cosmic side.
I
And
feel like it's gonna be very Kirby.
I feel like I've seen every set piece in the trailers. I feel like I've seen Act 1, 2, and 3 already in
Yeah,
the
I
trailers.
mean, just the first two trailers.
Yeah. So
We talked about that in the second trailer.
like maybe when they go to see Galactus and whatever, there's probably maybe Galactus has a ship, and then you see more of the.
As of the trailers, we haven't seen a lot of Galactus.
No, we haven't. I think that's smart.
Oh,
that's
please.
really smart.
That's why I've stopped watching the TV spots, because I think Silver Surfer's voice was enough for me to be like, ooh, hype. Nothing else.
Yeah.
No new visuals.
Yeah, but I haven't really gotten a sense of cosmic in the trailers.
I haven't either, but that's very Kirby, and this feels very Kirby, and it's retrofuturism, and it's well, it's like Alex Ross and Kirby are the two icons of visuals for Fantastic Four for me. So if they can touch that,
All right. Alex Ross did the art for the Hickman run, right?
he did the covers. He's a painter.
Got it. Okay.
I think he did the covers for the Hickman run. He's painting the current Ryan North covers.
Okay.
That painted that's definitely him, but I don't remember who did Hickman. I think those were drawn.
And Kirby was like the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We got one from Shabazz Siddiqui. The Fantastic Four First Steps is extraordinary. The score is pure magic. The visuals are next level, and the cast chemistry is electric.
I love to hear it.
It's bold, fresh, and unlike anything Marvel's done before. This is their next masterpiece.
Second one to say masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
That one might be real.
one might not be paid for.
Okay.
And then Anthony Gagliardi says, the Fantastic Four First Steps is simply fantastic. Marvel's first family shines with chemistry and charisma Stan Lee would be proud of.
Oh.
Visually incredible, the Fantastic Four dazzle from start to finish. Ben Grimm
Finally
brings the heart.
Silver freaking Lee.
Surfer's perfection, and Max Shackman delivers one of the Marvel's
Oh yeah,
best.
haven't heard much about Silver Surfer. So we'll get more on Monday.
Yeah, obviously.
There's going to be more on Monday.
These are just tweets.
Because the premiere and screening comes out on Monday, and then the review embargo is Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what that turns into. I imagine there's channels who are already ready to not like it going in right now. Like, there's probably channels.
Thumbnails are made.
Yeah, there's probably channels who are ready to like it or going to go in and like it. Like,
A woman saved something? Woke. A pregnant woman?
She couldn't move.
Double woke.
And the Silver Surfer got love. Ben Grimm finally got love. A couple people talked about the cast and song. That's what I wanted to hear more of, was their cast chemistry, because that was one of our concerns.
First family, and that didn't feel like a family except for on the press tour.
I started to understand more of the tone and vibe from the clip. That was one of the random things when I watched it, like the 30-second one. I was like, oh, okay, now I'm starting to see their chemistry. It's very different than what I imagined. I think when we hear chemistry, there's like different emotions associated with it, but there's a bit of an oddity and quirkiness to their chemistry that I was enjoying. It's not the energy that I'd expect from Fantastic Four, because I do feel like what we've seen with Reed and Sue is a lot more subtle in their performances. You know? And I don't associate the personalities as subtle and so I think the subtlety of performances with a crazy backdrop of cosmic retro 1960s future is going to be an interesting balance, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, this is going to be.
I'm excited to see something new.
I'm excited to see something new, and I think Marvel's smart. Like Thunderbolts is one of my favorite Marvel movies, and then to do something completely different, and I think it's just going to be a great complementary year. It's like, if you think about it, you have Superman as a retro.
Yeah. Oh, those two are so simpatico. They're so. I mean, Mr. Terrific, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
They're literally analogs for each other.
And in a lot of ways, they are a new. One's an obvious start of something new.
Yeah, one's not a reboot, but a pivot. It's a pivot, because multiverse, getting a full movie in that verse feels like a new start.
Yeah. So this could be a brand new, and they need to have a new start.
Could be a brand new day.
Could be a brand new day for Fantastic
July 2026.
All right, well, that's it for the Fantastic Four side. I mean, does this get you guys more excited? Are you more excited?
I've been cautiously excited. I think anytime I say anything cautious, I'm so always excited. People are like, oh, he's not, because of the caution. I think I have the right to not be blindly excited about some of the cast if I'm concerned with backing in my experience of the characters. But this gives me hope that I'll be able to see through that. I just hope that the things that I love about the characters, the immutables about the characters, do translate through, and I haven't felt that yet.
Can I give you one more thing from these responses?
Sure.
The plug named Jimmy, in response to somebody, and I won't say too much about what he's talking about, but he did end this tweet by saying, don't expect a, quote, superhero movie.
Oh. They definitely lose then. Galactus wins.
And then he goes on to reveal the ending where Galactus wins.
I think they sacrifice something, but I don't feel like Galactus will win. I feel like maybe there's got to be some sacrifice in the end, though, that causes them to leave their planet.
Yeah,
which would make sense if
which is even more like Superman.
If Galactus would. Maybe Galactus could take the planet, but I don't know.
That's fun in itself, the fact that we actually get to go what happens, as opposed to like fill in the dots.
What it will be the ending of this, because why
would they be in our universe if they win?
Yeah.
Or do they sacrifice, they get to, like, maybe they save the planet by leaving. Like they do something but they can't get back. That way they're still heroes, but they're trapped out of their own home. And then they're stuck in our dirty Earth.
Interesting.
Because that Earth looks dope.
Yeah, and they're gonna wish, like, I wish Galactus swallowed this one.
Yeah, they're like, why are we here? It's so scummy.
I saw a headline. I have no idea what's in it. I saw a headline that did say there's 2 post-credit scenes.
Doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's kind of
usually what they do. One's
standard.
One's a funny one and one's a serious one.
One is actually about the movie and one is setting up another thing.
Yeah. I wonder what it'll be. Something with Doom?
I assume something with Doom. I mean, he should be a bigger part of the movie. But something with the whole movie, it's like they go out interdimensionally and then he's just on the bottom of their ship like he's gonna come with them to the planet. End credit.
All right, cool.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, those were high praise. I am excited. I still have my concerns, but I am concernedly excited. And I'm really, really excited to see it Monday. I really want that event feel to pay off.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to be doing interviews for Variety?
Hollywood Reporter.
My bad.
So,
I get them confused all the time.
Yeah, the two big ones. So,
Yeah.
the THR, I'll be on the carpet for THR and then seeing the film. So I'll do out of the theater, and then my review will be up the next day, and then we're going to do a bunch of stuff.
We're going to do like a video about the ending, whatever it is. Then we'll do a spoiler review, and you'll be in Comic-Con, so I'll be doing a spoiler review, I believe, with Aaron Alexander.
Nice. You guys going to do a live thing like usual?
Yeah.
So we'll have ours, and then you guys will.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, because I'll be at Comic-Con, and I'm doing THR interviews at Comic-Con suddenly.
Wow.
Just came together. Yeah, I'm slammed now.
Are you feeling exhausted?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm real tired. My family being in town was so soul nourishing, but you know, when you're like hosting, you kind of have that like, is everybody good? Is everybody good? So I was in that mode for 8 days and working and doing all the Superman stuff. So then when they left, I was like, okay, now I'll rest. And then Comic-Con was like, so I'm prepping all my interviews for Comic-Con, and then I've got stuff I'm doing DC at Comic-Con, and then I'm trying to make sure that me being there, I'm not missing out on my other jobs. So I'm hoping in September I get to rest a little. Because August, I'll be kind of making up for July.
I don't associate you as someone who ever wants to have like true alone time. Do you crave like being alone ever?
I think there comes a point where I don't know how to take care of myself well. So there comes a point where my body shuts down and I either end up in the hospital or I end up like really, really mentally unwell. So I'm trying to get to a point where I see all the I want to see orange flags before the third red flag. So what I'm trying to do is like, as I get more exhausted, as I get more short-tempered, as I get more animosity in my body, I'm like, what would solve this that is healthy as opposed to like a tub of cookie dough? So I'm trying to add in alone time because I think that everyone needs solitude, but I don't like when I'm working out or when I'm like living my day, I don't think to drink water, for example. I have to put notes in my phone that say drink water. I have to set alarms. I have to like do things. I think I have the same thing with alone time where I need it, but unless I tell myself take it, I don't. So I think I'm going to try to take some time and try to put it in somewhere. Also, my grandpa's turning 80 in September, so I want to try to like see my extended family as they're getting older. I feel like I have less opportunities to. So I'm going to try to have some alone time maybe in August and then some family time in September that isn't me hosting, but I don't take the time and then I end up like, you know, that time I ended up in the hospital because my cortisol levels were so high, my organs were shutting down. I'm trying to learn from that. But this year has been like some of the hardest because I usually have like 7 to 10 panels at Comic-Con that, you know, between us and the whole internet, that's a lot of my income. Like most of my income comes from the con circuit. I have 0 panels this year. So I'm like, okay, that means I have to work more everywhere, but where's the time? I have 7 jobs. So I'm a little in not fight or flight, but like shutdown mode.
How's your anxiety?
Bigger than Galactus. Actually, no, I've got it handled to a point, but I definitely, when I stop and like look around, I get anxious. So I just have to keep going. But then I know that's just pushing it down.
You're distracting.
Yeah. So like it's better than it has been in past years, like because I don't ignore it. But I definitely am like, okay, if I slow down too long, it'll get me. So yeah, it's bad, but there's not much I can do right now. So navigating.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. Oh, I did do the I did the EGG.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean because they think I might have borderline personality disorder.
Yeah.
That my type 2 bipolar might have been misdiagnosed. So the EGG.
Did you get the results?
I get it August 11th. And
okay.
But then I'm going to do an MRI of the brain.
Yeah, I did one.
So that way I know for sure what I have, and then I could get proper.
They can see that with photography.
Yeah, I mean they can see that with the MRI brain.
Yeah.
See that ADHD. I don't know about I don't know about borderline personality disorder, but you know I've been diagnosed with ADHD. But the thing is like I want to get a brain scan so I know for sure.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, of course there's like circumstantial things, there's mental and stuff, but then I'm like I know I got something.
I didn't know that was a visual.
It's like I got some neurodivergent thing going on.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that was a visual diagnosis. That's really interesting because MRI is like literally like photos of your brain. I didn't know you could see it. That's interesting.
That's what they want to do. It's a crazy neurology thing, and Alex over there is really helping me.
When I did my EGG, they found I have a peripheral vertigo. So like I get motion sick really easily, and it's because this motion is like causes me to feel like I'm on like a high thing. So sometimes when I'm like running, I'll feel like, why do I feel like I'm on top of a building?
Me
I'll
too.
Get that.
Oh yeah.
So they found that through that.
Oh cool.
So that was really cool just to know. So I feel less crazy. Like I'll get the same level of motion sick as riding in the back seat sometimes driving, and it'll come out of nowhere, and I'll be like, oh like I'll just
Me too.
So I'm trying to find out but that also gives me anxiety because I'm like, why do I suddenly feel awful? So the EGG really helped.
That's why I'm trying. Yeah, if I'm not behind the wheel,
Is it EGG or EKG? Anyway,
EKG
sorry.
is for the heart. EGG for
thank
brain. But yeah, when I'm driving on the, if I'm behind the wheel, I'm fine. But if I'm in passenger or back seat, I have to close my eyes.
Really?
I get motion
But
sickness
that
and nauseous.
helps. Closing your eyes, because
Yeah,
then I
it
feel
does.
it instead. I feel like I'm on a boat.
It's better than not. Sometimes I'll put on music. Anyway,
We're little babies.
Real Rejects podcast. What's next on here? James Gunn DCU reveals. He was on Josh Horowitz, and we got Coy here. And how many people we got in the stream right now, John? Did we lose a lot of people as we talked about our
actual lives?
our
the real
anxiety
part of Real
struggles?
Rejects. We want to hear more reactions. Why are we here listening to Coy's anxiety and Greg's EGGs?
That's pretty good for a random live stream that we're doing.
Nice.
Like you got to.
It was 2000.
I have a. Was it?
No, just saying. I lost half.
So
They were like,
suddenly my self-worth just went down the drain in 1 second. I'm like, what?
as soon as I said my
shit.
real life struggles, it's like, nah.
Oh God, the mental battles. Yeah, the Henry. I don't know why I have that. That's my first note here. Let's talk about some of these reveals.
Yes.
I got some notes here. This is one I loved hearing about. This is when my ears did perk up when Henry Cavill was brought up. He clarified that Cavill's departure as Superman happened the day his DC Studios deal closed. So I believe in the interview what he was saying is that the day he closed the deal was the same day they announced Henry Cavill was coming back.
Because remember, we found out the next day.
Yeah.
We found out the Gunn deal the next day.
What a shit show. That just is a terrible thing for both James Gunn and Henry Cavill. That sucks. But in the interview, he said that he and Safran felt they owed it to him to go directly to him because of the situation. He said it was a terrible thing what happened to him, and that Henry was the one who respected it and it was the one who wanted to put out the message himself.
I also love that they met with him in person and they made it like, hey, like that's such an awkward meeting. And I love that they like manned up and took that time to really like, we're sorry.
It's weird. Now I'm seeing a lot of things coming around about, let's get juicy here. Now I'm seeing a lot of things coming around about the Snyderverse, Snyder cult side of it, which kind of sucks to hear because, like Zack Snyder, the word Zack Snyder now is associated with a cult when I really love the filmmaker Zack Snyder. And it sucks that there is this side of fandom there that is, it's really strange.
Yeah.
They're buying billboards and advertisements that are having no effect. And a side that's like, look what we do. We're here for good. But then they take people down.
Very aggressive and very, yeah. Most, I'd say 90% of the time, not 90, that's not fair. I'd say 70% of the time I get hostile threats or just blind anger or anything that's like really vitriolic. That's a hashtag in their bio. And that sucks because I don't think of Zach that way.
Yeah.
But that is, it's a tricky
that's what
asterisk.
I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's like, it's called Snyder cult, but I never see their leader, their god, going out there and saying like,
And baptizing him.
fuck James Gunn.
He did a Rick and Morty with him last month.
He did a Rick and Morty. They've taken the photo together and
They've worked together.
The reason I'm bringing this up is, do you think? And keep in mind, this is come from someone who really came around heavily on the Snyderverse, and when it seemed like there was a possibility of it being restored, I was excited by it. I was like, yeah, I want to see this. I want to see this vision get fulfilled. In fact, I'll even throw this out there. Since I've been reading Kingdom Come, I was like, this is what Zack Snyder should direct.
Oh, the scope of that, the God element.
And yeah, the tone and fucking brooding dark Superman.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the Snyder one. This is what he should have done.
And the visuals even. Like, that's the way he directs.
I feel like if there was like an Elseworlds like straight adaptation more than the Dark Knight Returns, I think the Kingdom Come, I'm like, this reeks of Zack Snyder to me.
I'd love to see that in 10 years. Like, once we got there narratively.
Yeah.
Or as an, like, you
or
know.
an Elseworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really tricky thing because of the cult. Like, if you open that door, there's going to be so many expectations. And that's unfortunate because I'd love to see it.
But I'm okay. So what I was getting at is with it's Henry Cavill writing a letter to David Corenswet, Henry Cavill wanting to put this message out there. Do you feel like if Henry Cavill and Zack Snyder, if they actually said something like to the camera, of like, hey, this new Superman movie's great or something like that. Do you think that would make a difference at all?
I would love it as
there's-
a gesture, but I don't think it would make a difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it just feels like, I don't know. It feels like a videotape in a basement. Like, oh, they made me say it. Like there would be excuses. Like even if Zach filmed it walking out, the people that are the most vitriolic would say like, bet they paid him, bet they forced him to. Oh, what's the real or they'd like zoom in and be like, his eyebrow twitch didn't mean it. They're just not navigable as people.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think there's reasoning with them.
Fucking hate Twitter.
I mean, I think it's a Twitter mindset, but I think it's the internet. I think when I say internet, I'm speaking to the highs and lows of it. But anytime you have a hive mind that has the ability to connect to that level, it's really dangerous when they use it for evil. Like what the internet could have given us is utopia, and instead, by human nature, we reward negativity, and there aren't any safeguards to prevent that. So like, I say all the time that being kind and being good is so much more vulnerable, so it doesn't happen as often. So then negativity is rewarded just by the way we're wired. It's a safety feature of like, I hate that too. Oh, me too. Oh, me too. I think the group of them have become this giant thing because it's a lot of people that feel alone, and it's a lot of people that feel abandoned. It's a lot of people. And then it's a universe that didn't get its finish, and that made them feel more abandoned. So it's a really sad thing that turned sadness into rage, and then you can't reason with rage, and it only fuels itself. So I think, unfortunately, with Zach and Deborah being such good people, to my knowledge, I don't know them personally, but like all of the things they've done for mental health and suicide awareness, and all the things they've done with making art, and all of their passion, it's unfortunate that it's a thing that I don't feel like they could even change. And Henry Cavill likewise, like. I don't feel like that group, if they cared as much as they tweet or Instagram or TikTok, I think movies would do better with him. His movies don't do the numbers they should. I think Henry Cavill's an excellent actor. I think he is so charming. I think Man from U.N.C.L.E. is one of the most slept on movies of the last 20 however long years. I think it's exceptional. That movie didn't do well. I think that if there was an action behind things that was for art, for celebrating, it would be a beautiful thing. But the internet doesn't work to celebrate. It works to disparage.
He did say, too, with Henry, that he could come back in the DCU. Who do you think it could be if he were to cast?
It would depend on, he's aging because that is life. Time has passed. So I would love for him to play something where he doesn't have to stay, jacked for 10 years just because of physiology. Like I feel bad for Hugh Jackman sometimes. Like sometimes I'll just think like, man, I don't want to do this workout. Cut to Hugh Jackman like 20 years older than me, like, yeah, no donuts. So Henry Cavill in that universe, but someone that wouldn't have to necessarily stay jacked. And how old is Henry Cavill now?
He's probably 40 or close to.
Okay. So he's got like at least another 20 years of like, if he wants to be
42.
I would say in that universe, no, that wouldn't work because that's a very shirtless role. I would love for him to play like
Solomon Grundy.
No, someone that is a villain because I think he'd be great at it, but someone that wouldn't necessarily be in the sphere of Superman because that would
have
get
it be Brainiac. How metal of a shit would that be?
Man,
how cool would that be?
I actually don't hate that at all. That'd be really fun to like have a calculating, controlled, malicious. Because I really liked him for Dr. Doom for a bit.
If he's playing like I mean, he was a villain in Fallout, and I think it would allow him to show his range.
That's why I think, like, as a villain, I think there's a lot of potential.
If he could pull off Brainiac,
I was like, not Superman. You're like, what if he's Superman's bad guy?
But Brainiac is not at all what I imagine Henry Cavill to do.
No, it'd be a stretch, which would be great.
It'd be a stretch, but I think the meta-ness of it would be so appealing too.
I like that. That's really fun.
Yeah.
I think another one would be the Human Target. That's a hero, but Human Target's a hero that basically gets targeted and has death kind of thrown at him in order to save people. So one of my favorite runs of Human Target, Greg Smallwood art, is basically he takes poison for Lex Luthor, but actually gets poisoned. He has only 7 days to find out who's caused his death in order to solve the mystery. So he's like a play dead for hire, but sometimes he actually gets hurt. So that's kind of like a spy espionage Man from U.N.C.L.E. thing, but it's all charm and like it's basically James Bond. Like you're getting to like schmooze the women and do all this cool espionage stuff, but you get to be like a Lothario. And I think that'd be really cool to see Henry Cavill. Basically, it's me casting him in Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, okay.
I wanted him as Bond so bad. I thought like this would be me, him, and that Bond itch scratched.
All right, cool. That's fun. Well, there's so much more he actually revealed, but I liked hearing that. Peacemaker season 2 for sure is he considers that the direct follow up to Superman. You know, because you'll have Rick Flag Sr. there, Hawkgirl, Maxwell Lord, Guy Gardner, but it's like a very R-rated version. And I think that's going to be really, I think that's neat because there was a couple of things with that they said they cut from it. One was Superman spoilers here in the Russian roulette scene that after the guy gets shot, there's like a puddle of blood, and then he has like the president. I think he said he has him roll around in it in the blood to like clean it up or something like that. And then because it gets on his shoe, and he's like, ugh, you know, and they shot it, and as they were shooting it, he was saying, like, "This is probably not going to be in the movie," even though he's like having fun. It's well performed. Yeah, which is like very much more of the dark Gunn type of humor, macabre, violent type of more like the Suicide Squad humor. It works for Lex, but maybe not for the movie Superman. Yeah, and the other one is when Guy Gardner at one point Guy Gardner calls Superman a pussy, and. And Henry Cavill's like, don't say that. Not Henry Cavill. Superman's like, don't say that. And he said, I said, don't be. Like, or something like that. He said, there's kids around. I forget what the joke is, all right? Anyway, it's a little more R-rated. It's not R-rated. It's PG-13, but it's still a little more edgy. And it might be a little bit like, whoa, they said that in a Superman movie. Yeah. It's supposed to be for kids and stuff.
That's tactful to take it out. That's tactful to make the film feel wholesome.
But I like that your direct follow-up
is the opposite.
Is you're going to carry over characters from that feel within the same universe, and now we're going to see more of an R-rated flair. Even though we got that with season 1, but now that you're incorporating characters who are actually in Superman. Yeah. So you get that association with the world.
Great way to show the versatility of Guy Gardner pre-Lanterns too.
It's a good transitional thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spinner rack.
You don't want to shock people with it. Yeah. You want them to transition. So I think that is actually smarter than I initially anticipated.
I think it's really smart to go from Creature Commandos, which is a smaller thing. It's characters a lot of people don't know. It's animated into Superman. So you get a warm up, full tilt, and then back to TV. I think it's a really beautiful flow, but it's also R, PG-13 R. I think this, and then, I think Lanterns is going to be adult drama. I don't know what rating it's going to be, but that's very much adult. Supergirl, back to PG-13, but more dark than Superman. Then R-rated Clayface. You're really showing the versatility of your characters and universe.
For sure. And also, another reminder, just going to take a reminder here to say thank you for people being here. Please leave a like. This is our main story that we're doing. Then afterwards, we will go to the Super Chats and Streamlabs. We know people have contributed. I'm assuming so. I'm assuming people have contributed. Yeah. Why wouldn't they?
Obviously, because we're here.
But if you have, do we have some Super Chats, I'm assuming, John?
Nope.
Nope, not at all.
Yes, we do.
That'd be awful.
Yes, we certainly do.
We're teasing, and then the whole time it's like, well, those were
I guess the stream's over now.
An hour and 10 minute stream.
We'll go to that afterwards. But thank you guys who have already contributed, and we promise we don't end the stream without going through all of them. Gunn's next project, he's actually writing and directing. And he's saying he said he's not doing Creature Commandos 2.
That surprised me. I think that of anything in the interview, that surprised me most.
That surprised me a lot, and I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, my love of the show was very much his tonalities, the needle drops, the writing, the character style. I don't know who could pick up that, but
that one is such a James Gunn voice. Like I could see someone else doing a Superman 2.
Yeah,
I can't.
But actually, no, I take that back because I think that the punk rock Superman thing is so James Gunn, and that I fell in love with. I mean, I accidentally predicted it, but that is so specific a James Gunn thing.
But I think Superman would allow itself to feel a little bit different for a sequel. Like it doesn't have to be. I don't think it has to be James Gunn who does the sequel. If anything, I feel like he'd be involved in the story, but I don't think an active hands-on producer. The way our J.J. Abrams did Mission Impossible 3, then handed off to Brad Bird when there was more of like you could switch up the directors and keep it going, or. Even at the prospect at the time when Christopher McQuarrie was being courted to potentially do a Man of Steel sequel, I'm like, weirdly, this makes sense. Even though it's so different than Zack Snyder, it makes sense. I think a Matthew Vaughn could do a follow up to Superman in a way. I think there's other directors who could potentially pull it off. But Creature Commandos is such a James Gunn show. Yeah. He's in the credits. It's such a James Gunn show that it's hard for me to wrap my head around him not writing it.
I agree. That was my biggest, the whole interview has a lot of greatness, but that was like, what? Really?
Yeah. It's like, don't do it then. Like,
Yeah.
don't do the season. Yeah. Or hold off for a while.
I mean, and I also want, like, I'm glad he's doing one thing and kind of focusing on it because he's overseeing this whole universe. But I also wonder, you know, how much does he want to do it once again? In your interview with him, he talked about that crazy run of doing Peacemaker, Creature Commandos, and Superman in like a certain amount of days, and how it just like, bleh. I don't want that to like we were talking about with our own personal stuff. There is a breaking point, and I want dude to get to like rest between stuff, but he's overseeing a universe. Yeah. So I get that side of not doing Creature Commandos, but of any project, that's the one where I'm like, what will that be?
Yeah. Like, I'd rather not. I'd rather not do it then. But he's saying that the next one is definitely not World's Finest.
I would. We shouldn't be.
That rumor was getting out of hand. It's definitely not World's Finest. It's not some BVS sequel. He made that very clear. But there is an announcement coming sooner than later of the next one that he is writing and directing. So, who knows?
I would hope we get that announcement to do press for Peacemaker, because I think it'd be really smart to get Peacemaker some press by way of like, and this is coming soon, but within the next like 3 years. I think they shouldn't go past 2 years. I think they should keep a 2 to 3 year window of announcement. So it'd be kind of cool to like, hey, we're doing this, and my next thing, because I think that's the end of the announced stuff that James specifically is doing. So only stay one project ahead.
Yeah.
Because we knew he was doing Creature Commando, Superman, and Peacemaker. So only announcing one more, not like
the Batman Part 2.
He's directing. Matt Reeves, I love the script. I'm going to direct. No.
He did not make it abundantly clear about Alan Ritchson, but he did praise him as an actor. He said that if there was a director he wanted to get into the DCU,
I love this.
He said it would be Matt Reeves.
Clearly showing they hate each other in all those rumors.
Yeah. That he likes the script for Batman 2, but there's still some work that needs to be done on it.
I also like that he cited Ryan Coogler, Greta Gerwig, and Matt Reeves as visionaries that keep their voice in their blockbusters. Because I think that is more of a testament to what the universe is going to be than anything.
And if anything, that's what I feel like Fantastic Four feels like to me from what I've been seeing with Matt Shakman.
I agree. Yeah. And I think that everyone is like, well, James Gunn started this universe. It's going to be his tone. It's going to be his whatever. And then Craig Gillespie is such a different director, and him saying like, I want their voice in it. That's how you keep it feeling like comic issues, is you have a tone, you have a voice, you have a specificity. I think when Marvel isn't hitting, it's because it's a neutral. I think when Marvel is hitting, it's when they're specific. Winter Soldier, what looks like Fantastic Four is going to do. I would even argue No Way Home as a voice.
Yeah. That's why I think
Guardians.
That's why Superman people either seem to like really that's why I think even this Superman generates strong emotions. Yeah. You know, because it is so specific in what it is, whether like for people who really didn't like it, to people who loved emotion. It. Yeah, strong emotion. You want to get strong emotion no matter what. Woman of Tomorrow, Supergirl, the Supergirl movie is already in the can.
I love that he's giving teams a year of visual effects.
That's crazy. That's unusual.
Well, Superman had a year.
Yeah. And he talks about it being, as a director, he said he's usually like under budget most of the time. And it seems like he's really good at it. So you having that type of director with experience and now be a producer is really helpful.
100%. And I think having a year of visual effects and really fine-tuning a film is so smart. That's how movies should be made.
And Jason Momoa as Lobo, he said is awesome. And yeah, when does that come out? Next year?
Jason Momoa is in Supergirl.
No, when is Supergirl come out?
June. Next year.
Okay. Oh, so it's taking the Superman spot.
Yeah.
So when he...
a little earlier. It's late June, so it's like 2 weeks before Superman.
This surprised me. When he was first being brought into DC after Guardians, they were like, do the Superman movie. That was like the main thing they wanted him to do. And the narrative is usually like, I want to do the Suicide Squad. But he actually wrote 3 movies. He wrote the Suicide Squad as one, and then he wrote a Crypto movie where Superman was a supporting character.
That's cute.
And Crypto was the main one. It's called DC's Pets or whatever. No,
Super Pets, which came out.
Yeah, we watched that movie. And then he said there was a third one, but he didn't want to say what it was. Which is weird because I'm like, oh, maybe he's actually using that script for something
some
now.
element of it. Interesting.
Yeah. And I thought, this goes to show like he has always loved crypto, and this isn't just some.
He said that's his way in, man.
So it wasn't some shoehorned thing that he just included in there. That he loves crypto.
He doesn't remember, but I have receipts. He and I talked about Superman 12 or 13 years ago at a party, and we both were talking about how hard it is to get the universal appeal of the character to translate to certain people, including like I struggled with the character in my 20s. And we were talking about the character, and then I loved that the crypto thing got him to like, it unlocked something in him. and then the punk rock thing unlocks something in me. I think there just has to be like an eye line into getting the character. And I love that was Crypto for him. And maybe it took writing Crypto for him to like find that for the Superman character.
That's cool. Clayface he's seen is like it is full blown horror movie.
James Watkins made Speak No Evil, which is terrifying. I love that James Watkins and Mike Flanagan are teaming up in general, much less a Clayface movie.
And James Gunn's produced horror movies.
Yeah,
so
I mean, Brightburn. He's produced a Superman horror movie.
His first movie is a horror comedy, Slither. So I think
his movie with Zack Snyder is a horror movie.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. That's right. He wrote Dawn of the Dead. I forgot about this in this movie.
And Trauma. Like, he's got a lot of horror in his backing. I would argue Scooby-Doo is a great family horror film.
Scooby-Doo is a horror comedy.
Family horror.
The second one especially, very spooky.
That was the one he had the most to do with.
And Wonder Woman, he said there's already a script with a clear direction. That's surprising.
I also want to give some love to the fact that he is not even bouncing around casting ideas until the script is done. I think it's great to have like, oh, I like that person's performance, log that away. Oh, I think this is a good idea. If the character works for one type of movie and not the movie that you have the script of, that's when I feel like casting gets messy. That's actually what I'm worried about some of Marvel's choices. Because if your script isn't finished when you go into production, if you've cast it, what if that's not that version of the character? And you feel that sometimes. So I think having the script done before you even play with casting is a great approach for a shared universe.
He's smart because he's creative. And like oftentimes I'm thrown into meetings too. I was just in one yesterday where they're like, oh, here's an idea of something we want to do. And then they were talking about, oh, here's what we're going to do to get brands and sales and stuff. And I immediately the thing I kept going to, we need a foundation first of what we're doing and why we're doing it. We need to know how we're going to record this. And we're talking about all this other stuff.
Yeah,
like,
let's get there later.
We need to get this. We need to get like the why behind what we're doing down and stuff. You know?
And to reference Matt Shackman again, I feel like he came with a full pitch with probably some like the Fantastic Four feels complete.
Yeah.
And I remember John Watts was attached, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, Matt Shackman's doing it. And I was like, what a pivot. But clearly Matt Shackman like did WandaVision, had an idea, brought it to Marvel. That feels like a complete vision.
Yeah.
And I think you cast from there accordingly.
Yeah. I'm excited for the new Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that one surprised me too because it wasn't mentioned in the opening. But I mean, in the last 2 years, stuff has risen and fallen by the scripts.
Lanterns progressing great. We know that. He said there probably wouldn't be another version of Flash or Aquaman for a few years.
Smart,
definitely not the next 2 years.
Again, 2-year windows are really smart.
Kind of weird because they're the two who appeared. I think the two who appeared in Peacemaker, right?
Yeah.
The others were scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the only two who actually cameoed.
And that's maybe, I mean, I wonder if that ties in. Yeah. But also that's maybe a way to acknowledge, like, we need distance from the old universe, and I'm only looking at the 2-year window right now.
Yeah. Let's see here. The Authority, it's been a rough road to develop, which is surprising because you have a character from Authority in Superman, so I thought they'd be a little bit more on it.
Well, the writer left to do another DC thing.
And he said that one's going along really great. Swamp Thing, they don't have a script yet. What surprises me is like the level of transparency he has. Even when he doesn't want to reveal something, he doesn't try to be like clever.
Yeah.
In the way Kevin Feige's like very clever.
Yeah.
He's like, no, can't tell it. No, I'm gonna say that. No, he won't. And then other times he's like incredibly transparent in the process.
THR didn't end up running it, but I asked James about immutables in his characters, and I thought it was really interesting.
What do you mean by that?
Immutables, like the things that are musts in your character, something that cannot be changed. And I said, like, Superman here gave me a lot of the immutables to me as the character, but other people see some of those things as less important. Are there immutables you have for certain characters when you let directors or writers write the script? Are there things that are musts for you in your shared universe?
That's a great question.
They didn't run it.
Do you remember some of the answers?
James literally said, like, first and foremost, I want their vision. I don't want to control them too much. I have certain things in mind, but if their script is solid and they have reasoning, I am absolutely about their having their say. And I was like, that's the big headline. And I've got the footage somewhere.
Damn, that's the one I would love to hear.
Yeah, like I literally, and that was on a red carpet. Like the fact that I got that out while like the walk by, like, you know, red carpets, they're like, did you like cheese?
I hate them.
Yes, no cheese.
I fucking hate every time I'm invited. I'm like, I'm okay.
But like, it was really sweet because James, I was next to Mark Malkin at Variety, who's very like, if you don't get your question in, you're not going to get your question in. So I was like, I got to jump. But James like saw me out of the corner of his eye, dramatically broke his question, went back, and then I was able to jump in. And the PR, it was the end of the day. They were running late to the movie. She was like, one question. And it was very sweet. James let me ask a question about Superman, and then he gave me a beat to ask another one. So I asked my immutable question. I had like 30 questions prepped, but I thought the immutable was such an idea of what the DC universe was going to be shaped like. That's such a reveal to me.
I think that's an important question.
But I think it's all about how it comes across in a viral nature now. And I don't blame THR for that. I think they're doing... THR, to be honest, is doing, I think, the best red carpet stuff with letting questions be bolder, but you're chasing TikTok dancing. You're chasing all the stuff that's shiny. You're chasing, like, what is the soundbite of the day.
I feel like some of these mainstream outlets don't really understand what people like anymore, what people want.
I don't think people understand what they like anymore.
Okay, if you look at...
User error.
Even if you look at our Instagram or TikTok, in my interview with James Gunn, I asked him a bunch of stuff, and the one part that went like kind of viral on social media was him talking about writing process.
Yeah.
Nothing about Superman
Right.
or like the details on movies or anything. It's like literally the creative process.
Right.
And creative decision making, like what you were talking about. People love to chew that shit up now. That's what people like. They want substance.
Because it's unique.
They want substance. And like this other stuff that they try to highlight, and then I hate the way mainstream media also will make it like they'll put these quotes of what comes out in their interview, and it's so out of context.
Yeah.
But they want to bait people and think it's something dramatic.
And that's what I really appreciate the THR has not done. Because I've gotten sound bites, and they've been like the thing that would be a sensationalized headline or a clickbait, and they haven't made it look like they said something they didn't. Yeah. And I really respect them for that, because I've seen outlets manipulate or warp. So I was hoping that moment, and like I think they'd be cool with me running it. But they've been really cool about letting me have the freedom to ask the stuff that I think is important. It's just interesting what takes or not. Like, it is interesting what goes.
And then to be very fair, sometimes I do exactly what I said that I don't like.
You do? I mean,
like, we need some views back.
And these are mega corporations that are like, we've got stockholders. We've got like, so those people are answering to 80.
Now that I've said my thing, I'm like, but I definitely do that sometimes too, don't I?
And so that's what I want to give Hollywood Reporter credit for. Like, they haven't spun stuff and made it that, because like that is something people do.
Yeah. You didn't realize it in the moment, I guess.
But yeah, immutable. I also think immutables might be one of those words that, since people don't know what it means, they didn't want to be like, make people Google.
I wasn't even sure what you meant.
So that's probably my fault for being like too verbose in a question like that.
Too smart. You're too smart for them, Koi.
Verbose.
Sergeant Rock, that Luca Guadagnino is no longer attached, but it'll come back relatively soon. Cool. That's cool. It's not off the table. That's one Koi's really been wanting for a long time.
I was so excited at her reaction, and you're like cartoonish apathy. I was like, it's Sergeant Rock. And you're like, what?
Like who's about this movie? He's praising Lobo a lot, and then he said that he said the message from Jor-El and Lara. He's like, I don't get how people could question that it's not real. So he's
in 5 different ways in the movie they clarify that it's real.
He's made it abundant. Like, I had questions, which is kind of weird because I did the DC Studios one with you.
Yep.
Where I was like questionable about it. Then on my rewatch, I was like, oh no, it's abundantly clear.
They make it clear from all different perspectives.
And I was saying in my rewatch, like, there's definitely a couple lines that I actually didn't register really.
Yeah.
And yeah, they make it really clear, but
when Lex is behind closed doors being like, it's crazy, they just gave us the keys, like blah blah blah. They're the ones that brought him down.
Well, we're in a day and age of studios reacting to fandom and course correction and shit like that. I mean, how many times has DC been fucking rebooted? Like, they're doing this so often that it's to me, it's not unreasonable that fans would watch that, and it would be such a shocking difference.
Yeah.
That they're like, nah, maybe though, maybe.
To me, I get that idea, especially with Jor-El being in a lot of canon the mentor to Superman, because the crystals and him you know, giving him lessons. But they're clearly not doing that. Also, Jor-El in Smallville, which is my connection to media of Superman, was never that nice of a guy. Mm-hmm. I also think it makes Zod a little bit more one-to-one. I also think it's going to make an interesting commentary for Supergirl. I most of all think it is the best way to show the entire Pa Kent speech as relevant. The whole movie is about your own decisions. And so him being a product of nature, nurture, and then Supergirl being the other side of that, and then juxtaposing that with his choice, I think it's a great storytelling element.
He said the opening crawl was inspired directly from Star Wars. And the way he was talking about that, because some people really don't like that they threw you into it. There's some.
I love it so much.
I've heard a lot of people talk about that. But I don't know his origin. I don't know his backstory. I don't know this, that. And it's like, but what if you haven't seen these other Superman movies and stuff? So you wouldn't know that. And the way he was bringing it up, I was like, that's so true, though, that in Star Wars, you just have a crawl to kind of tell you what the world is. So he shows you into a world and lets you know this is not the real world. And that is what the opening text of this new Superman movie does. And he was saying how there's so many times he's open comics. And then, that's been the way for me.
We loved that. That was part of our review.
I didn't read Fantastic Four origin comics. I've just been reading Fantastic Four. And sure, I have some level of knowledge from like the movies and shit, but most of the time with comics, I don't go to the origin. I hop into something.
Yeah.
And I pick up along the way. And I like stuff that throws you into the world. And there's so many movies that do that, that just throw you into the world. But I think because we have seen so many movies do origins, I think because we've seen that, we've been trained and programmed to think we need to see that.
And we don't have time for it anymore.
When really, we've seen so many movies that like John Wick, they just throw you into the world. You're not like, but I don't know his backstory.
And
like,
they add to it every movie.
Exactly.
They make stuff up as they go.
Exactly. You discover who he is along the way. So even if this is your first introduction to Superman, you will eventually get the pieces. You will eventually understand, like, oh, he's from Kansas. This is where he grew up. The way how Lois is experiencing it in the movie.
I think it's a way more dynamic choice.
Yeah, I love that choice. And the big part of what he was saying in of this is that they really did consider Brainiac and Bizarro as villains for this. So the idea, and he said Brainiac and Bizarro were considered, and at the press junket where we get like these newspapers that we have here, at the press junket on the walls was stuff about Bizarro.
Oh, cool.
So I'm wondering if that was like it was like one little thing.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if there is like that was a weird cheeky tease.
I mean, they set up Ultraman to possibly come back as Bizarro.
Yeah, potentially.
I could see other Bizarro versions, but I could see him also. They've got a lot of options there.
And All-Star Super. The movie doesn't explore Bizarro and All-Star Superman, does it?
No.
Okay, but there's a big chapter piece in the comic itself.
Yeah.
About
The
Bizarro.
animated movie doesn't go that chapter.
Yeah, and I think Bizarro would be a fascinating prospect. But Brainiac and Bizarro in live action would be pretty sweet. Brainiac, especially, finally getting it done.
I want Brainiac. So, that was my pitch for the first one. I think it's a really topical character.
I think it's a perfect. I think Brainiac would be a perfect follow-up villain.
Yeah.
After all the technology
100%.
implementation. And if whatever origin they do, if it is, I've been reading Superman Brainiac from Jeff Johns' run.
Yeah, dude, that run is so good.
Yeah, that's
Gary
really
Frank art. God, it's gorgeous.
Really enjoyable. Yeah.
Brainiac's one of my favorites, and I think in 3 years it's going to be even more topical. I think, as time goes on, that character is going to be like, oh, we're just watching news.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people grew up on the Superman animated cartoon.
Which is very Brainiac.
And it kicks off with Brainiac, and he's the reason why people of Krypton don't flee.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a lot of ways you can use Brainiac to make him so relevant.
He's also the character like we've almost gotten most in movies. Like Kevin Smith wrote Brainiac, and like that was the Tim Burton Kevin Smith movie. Like there's been so many almost Brainiacs.
And now we can get Henry Cavill
to play Brainiac.
As Brainiac.
Exclusive, real rejects.
Yeah. And Jimmy Olsen takes him down.
Yeah.
That's it for our main stories today. Welcome to the recording. As you can see, we don't really cut shit out.
That's usually how the show goes.
That's usually how it goes.
You got to see it in real time.
Usually it's like kind of smoothed out a little bit. I might be like, editors,
insert
adjust
this
this. I'm going
image.
to redo this moment, or but that's pretty much it. You guys got it real inside. But now, what do you guys think about everything James Gunn said? And I'm going to
First reactions, Fantastic Four.
And like we do on our normal show, we go to some cues from the audience. Let's see what we got here. Pulling it up. John, you have stuff. John has stuff. We're going to open up. We're going to go to some super chats right now. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone who's been here. Please leave a like on this video. Thank you. Thank you so much to everyone who's been here, sincerely.
That's for you.
It's like, what? Why is it silent? I have to.
John has to scroll. Cue the applause.
Scrolling back. All righty. We got our first super chat of the day.
Hold on. I do have to get out of here because it's something that I have to go to a place with my wife. Oh, damn. We got some super chats.
Oh,
damn. Wait, we got a good amount. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, this is us. We will not. Roxy does clip outs for us.
Oh.
99% chance she's watching.
Hi, Rox.
We will not Roxy this. I will not start springboarding into a bunch of different questions in the middle of another question.
Okay. Clip out ready.
Roxy, Look out for our Human Centipede reaction. And we watched Strange Darling, which was
I love that movie so much, dude.
amazing. Oh
I love
my
Strange Darling so
God.
much. One of my
So
favorite
jealous.
movies
I
last year.
just said I wouldn't
Dude,
pull
so
the Roxy.
good.
I just said pull the Roxy.
And then you immediately pulled the
I'm like,
Roxy.
let's talk about Strange Darling.
I saw that movie the first week it was out, and I put out my review, and the director watched my review and shared it and said I was the only person to interpret the ending in the way that he had originally written it.
What? I hope
was-
I understood it.
It's a nuanced detail that I'll explain off camera.
And
but-
not in front of John.
and not in front of John. But the director, it was so sweet because I only had this is actually if you're making internet
It's a
content, if you're,
bookend, baby.
if you're making content on the internet and you're feeling bad about numbers, this story has kept me afloat for a long time. All the other channels I work for are giant numbers. My little baby channel, 49K. At this time, it was 37K in a row. I put out a review and it had 816 views. And I was like, I really want to support indie film. I really want to talk about smaller film, but no one watches the ones. This made 816 views. I realized one of those 816 was the director because he shared it. So one of the first 1,000 views, the director was like, I loved your review. You're one of the first. You're the first to notice this. And I've only talked to people in person about blah, blah. But if you've only got 800 views, one of those might be the people that you're thanking in the video. So don't look at the number. Make art.
Make art. That's yeah. I love that movie so much. I can't wait to watch it.
So
now.
good.
Watch it, guys. If you have a Paramount Plus subscription, and Paramount's great.
Oh, we're gonna
Paramount's
talk about
killing
it.
it right
You
now.
should
Don't
support.
worry, we'll talk about
Paramount is
that.
excellent, and I did a quick count while Coy was talking because I've heard that story before.
I feel so seen.
I like to let people feel heard when they're around me.
Just so you know, I'm verbally acknowledging not listening. That's right. That's what I feel. I was like, oh, look at a little moment I got to have.
I've counted at least like 35 super chats so far, and so yeah, we're gonna quality efficiency. That's what we do here, and yeah, let's go. And then I didn't even check if we have Streamlabs. Do we have Streamlabs?
Yeah, a couple.
Okay.
Ready.
When you say couple, that's like literally a couple, right?
So far, but I can refresh the page.
Alex
Oh,
came
damn, we
in
got a
while we're-
super generous one
Alex
from
came in
Kevin
hot.
Meek. No, yeah, we got a few.
All right.
We got 3. Cool. Let's start. Can we start with the since we got 3 on the Streamlabs and we got a really generous one? Can we start there?
Sure.
Want to acknowledge the big one because he's already a patron. Let's give us extra dough.
All righty. Here, let me
This came at 12:16 p.m. We could see the time.
do a little bit of a
You got this. You got
We
this.
were only getting warmed up then.
Yeah, because we got 3 Streamlabs, so we'll do those first, and then the super chats has the big quantity one. So we'll go through the gambit there.
Cool. So, July 19, who do we start off with? Dan V900's got a couple in here. Thank you so much, Dan. I thought Superman was great, but I still have an issue with the message, with the L's being Saiyans/Viltrumites. I know the message was real, but it doesn't really work if Supergirl does the origin like the Woman of Tomorrow comic. It's conflicting, Dan goes on to say. I know it won't happen, but I'd love an adaptation of the I'm with Stupid miniseries, in which is about Peter and Johnny. They have such a great friendship and are jealous of each other. You are part of the F4 and people love you. You're married to MJ and respected.
You know, okay, I didn't have. And thank you for the question and the super chats, and you've always here, Dan B900. Thank you so much. So I had, as this question was coming in, the thoughts that were spewing was, I don't think it's exactly akin to Viltrumite, which is about domination and shit. And it only dawned on me right now when reading this that, how would I put it? Jor-El usually in canon is someone who they do not believe. Jor-El is usually like, this planet's dying. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up.
You quack
Yeah.
scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you crazy. And someone like that can definitely be pushed to a point where they're like, I'm going to protect my son and we're not going to run into the same bullshit. And then the most like plain, simple, dumbed down version I'm telling you right now of, so if I put my son on this planet, he has to be in control. He has to be in power. And that's how you protect. Imagine being the one who wanted to protect the planet of Krypton and no one listened to you.
Yeah.
And now they're all dying. And usually there's differences of beliefs, ideologies, science understandings when it comes to Jor-El and others there. So I don't feel like it would conflict because what's Kara's dad's name again? I'm forgetting what.
David Krumholtz.
Something. Zor-El? Is it Zor-El?
It might be. I can't even picture it. He's like uncle. Let me look it up.
Anyway, he's a different person. He's a different.
Yeah.
He could have very different ideologies. And when you're looking at Superman and Supergirl, they're very different people, and that a lot of that is associated with the origins and how they were raised and the nurturing and their experiences and whatnot.
Zor-El. I had the mom, but not the dad. Nice.
Who's the mom?
Laura.
Laura's Superman's dad.
Alora?
So Superman's mom.
Alura, Alora L.
Isn't that Superman's mom?
No, that's Lara. Lara is Superman's mom. Alora is Kara's mom. A-L.
That's some fucking J.R.R. Tolkien, George R.R. Martin bullshit, right?
Lara,
there.
Alora.
Wow.
Both of their mothers named Martha. It was 40s, and Kara was the 50s.
Okay. Anyway, so I can totally see why there could be someone like Jor-El who's being pushed. Like, okay, if I'm going to send my son, we're not going to run into the same situation. I can see how it's rooted in something, or maybe they are fucking Viltrumites that are like conquer.
I mean, the opening with the Yamcha pose, it could be a DBZ nod, but I personally think you don't have to make that. Like you're saying, he is an outlier of the Kryptonians in most canon, so it could be different for Kara. They also could have Kara having trauma about coming from a race of people that wasn't as altruistic.
Hubers killed them. Dude.
Yeah, like she could be trying to amend that because of the goodness of her cousin.
Yeah.
Like there's so many possibilities to tell. If you're telling the Woman of Tomorrow Kara story, there's a lot of options of why she's the way she is that could include her Kryptonian heritage.
Yeah, I mean, to like reference Man of Steel for a second, one of the lines that I like is when tells Zod Krypton had its chance.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Zod is now going to be a lot more plug and play and easier to put in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh, wait, yeah, that makes way more sense. Yeah, totally.
Zod is now
absolutely.
I don't personally mind it, but I understand if you're like loyal to Jor-El in the way you see him. I could totally get that being a problem, but I personally, I don't have his connection to Jor-El as much as I like the narrative.
And the other part was about a stupid...
Great comic, Human Torch and Spider-Man.
Peter and John. Okay. Oh, I haven't read that one.
It's really fun. It's short. I think it's 2 issues.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. They're great together.
I think that when we get Spider-Man and Johnny Storm in the same room, it's going to be something special.
It's going to be delightful.
It's going to be something special. And then Kevin Meek, thank you for a super generous Streamlab, my friend.
Hey, Kevin Meek. Here we go. Kevin Meek wants to know, or says, found the channel a few years back, looking to nerd out on movies and have a distraction. Stayed for the people. Don't get it twisted. You guys make this what it is. Keep sharing what you feel like sharing. I care to know how all of you are doing. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
I think that was timed with our anxiety conversation.
It is
Appreciate
funny.
that,
I was on a Naked Gun video, and I said at the top, like, I'm having a very stressful. That's the weird part about, like, I could be having a great day, and then something fucking awful can go like an hour before I'm about to do a movie reaction. Something silly, just stupid. It's a comedy slapstick movie. And it just sends my mood down, and I'm just tired of showing up and being like, all right, ignore it, be a pro, smile. I'm like, I'm not a news anchor. I could bring how I'm feeling into a video and say it, but I'm still that YouTuber at odds with himself of like, but I'm a YouTuber. I'm supposed to entertain. And do I want to show this? Am I bringing down the vibe now?
I had a huge epiphany about that this week, like a giant one. I am in therapy, which I support and encourage all people to do when they need it. And I was talking about my social media and how I got back on it for after I'd seen Superman. I wanted to promote all the videos we were doing at Superman. I wanted to be more hands-on. So like Jasmine and I have been teaming up, but I actually have Instagram on my phone again. I have Twitter on my phone again. And I'm feeling so angry all the time. And I'm like immediately, it's like, it like feels like a relapse. Like it feels like I'm like a drunk that fell back into drinking. Like, cause I'm like checking it. I'm scrolling. Like, I don't like how much of a hold it has over me. And my therapist posited like, have you considered that since you're always on and since you're always presenting, that perhaps the social media you is all the things you don't get to say on video? Yeah. And I was like, oh no, Jacqueline Hyde. like Twitter is the Hyde to my Jackal because I'm on air all the time. Like I don't think people realize I'm on air upwards of 60 or 70 hours a week between all my places. That is so much time to be like, and so like when I'm not, I'm so burnt out and I'm so angry that I'm like, Twitter, yeah. And so it really helped me get closure on the fact that I need an outlet for my rage. So I'm thinking about doing like a little bit more of a Bill Burr route and externalizing my stuff in different ways. But that is just what you're saying. Like you need to be able to be yourself if you're going to put out the amount of stuff we do. Yeah. And I think and
sometimes that means being honest about how you're not feeling good.
Yeah. So I'm a pivot a little bit, and people might get to see more of the rage that lives in me.
And I think the disappointing side for people, for me, is they're going to see how like That's so silly. How sad I usually can be.
You're pretty open now.
Yeah.
In the last 6 months, you've been.
Yeah. And just whatever.
I think it's healthy.
Are you hot in here, or is it? Like
Or is it just your
Is
emotion?
it my anxiety kicking in? No,
It's
honestly,
a little warm.
Is it actually warm? Or is my anxiety? I'm trying to figure that out. Do
No,
you
no,
guys
it's a
feel
little
warm
warm.
in here. No, you guys don't feel warm. Okay, it must be.
It's our shared anxiety.
It's our shared anxiety. As I started like touching on this subject, I did start getting started feeling my body getting hotter. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the super chats.
Woo! All right, Alex, thank you so much for kicking us off so generously. Alex has this to say, or wants to know: what did you think of the human speech?
Wait, that's the first one. On my end, it's Mayanak. I could be really way wrong.
That's what I have first for July. Oh no, wait, I'm at the wrong. Yeah, I am at the wrong spot. Sorry about that.
He's
gang.
on a stream from 4 weeks ago.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
No, I'm
the,
joking.
the tiny thumbnails get confusing sometimes. All right, you are correct. We have Mayank.
Mayank, sorry.
Mayank Rananavare.
Mayank is here so much that I got your name wrong. Sorry.
It's all good. Hey, Coy and Greg, a non-comic question.
Thank you.
What is your reaction to the cancellation of the Late Show with Stephen Colbert? I'm a huge fan of his, by the way.
I'm so interested in what Coy has to say. I'm gonna really let him take the mic on this one. And I did not know until I saw it on YouTube. It said the title from Stephen Colbert, and I was like, "Is this a joke?" Because I actually haven't been aware of any of this stuff that's been going on with Paramount.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Like, I don't even really care for the Stephen Colbert show. I don't even really watch it. But it's like canceling the Tonight Show to me. Like, what the fuck? This is insane. This is insane. Yeah.
I will be very honest in all of my different feelings, and I think it is a lot of different things. I think it is a perfect storm of the way media is going, first and foremost, isn't good for long form. And I do think late night television, though I love it, is not what brings audiences to interviews with the era of podcasts and long form.
Sure.
But I do think the highest rated one is very suspect with the rest of the timing. So I do want to give the asterisk. It is the highest rated one. So when I say
it's the most viewed one. It's
the number one.
It outdoes the Tonight
Kimmel,
Show.
Fallon, everything.
Yeah.
So I do want to acknowledge, yes, I see the asterisk of late night isn't doing well. I see the asterisk of it is a 200-person staff that is getting unemployed and all the other things, but it is a large cost. But at the same time, I know a lot of costs get offset by viral videos. I know Colbert is one of the ones I see pop up more often. I know that's also algorithmic, so maybe it's because of our similar sensibilities. But I know Colbert is number one rated, so it is suspect. The timing is very, very tricky because there are enough things that are lining up with history that it is scary that a acquisition from one company to another could align with a firing of a free speech advocate. And I do think it is a dangerous precedent to set that seemingly within hours of an outspoken conversation about your parent company that is looking for an acquisition that is trying to appeal to certain people in power, it being shut down is terrifying. It does feel like censorship to me, in addition to all the logistical, financial stuff.
Completely did
But I also think it is something that when you say, oh, it's purely financial, it feels even more suspect when everyone goes, but wait, what?
No.
So I know that
we know those the people in the power of what you're talking about, the acquisition, they when is it ever just financial?
It's
they
never.
They are very emotionally reactive when it comes to what they want to do to
and
people.
the danger of that
Yeah.
is this sets a really dangerous precedent because, like, I think it's terrifying that we're living in an age where that's even a question.
Yeah.
And I don't think it is purely hyperbole. I don't think it's, the people that are always sky is falling. I've been really working on my view of politics and my view of, extreme left or right or judging people. I'm really trying not to be in an echo chamber, and I'm really trying not to just look at how I see things as that must be true. I hope even the most opposite of me politically can see how and why it's concerning.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to be respectful to all parties when I say, if it is the worst case scenario, this is kind of the canary in the coal mine of censorship in a way that is the beginning of the end of a lot of very important things. So I don't necessarily know enough to know that's what it is because late night is falling apart, because the numbers, because the cost. But if it is the worst case scenario, that is a terrifying thing.
I think if it was just because of those numbers and late night, we would see way more getting canceled. especially because Stephen Colbert is number one.
I think what's scary is now, I think if they start getting canceled, they can say, oh, well, it was the end. I think this could be a cascading domino of censorship and controlling the media and all the things. Like, it could then be like, oh, well, that one is financial. We got to get rid of them too. We got to rid of them too. We got to rid of them too. And it's so scary. Media needs to adjust how it profits. Media needs to adjust where it puts its attention. If you look at the Fantastic Four press tour, the amount of embarrassing questions they're getting about like Zaddy and Mommy and Daddy and Pedro, like the way Pedro is treated like an object is gross because people know it's going to go viral. And that's where the money's going and that's where they're profiting. In 2025, new media officially outpaced cable and old media combined. The amount of individual creators that made more money than everything else combined has officially happened. So I can understand how the suits go, oh, no, we got to get rid of late night. But it is also a huge platform for older generations to get real news and real voices. So if we start silencing those voices and we lose any sort of balance and control, then one side that has the money having control is the end of conversation. It scares me.
Or we give J.D. Vance a talk show.
2026, tune in. I don't know, man.
I think all these talk show hosts are way too liberal.
I hear that.
That's why Thanos exists.
I do think we're getting the snap and we're seeing it, man.
I do. In fairness, I do think actually a lot of these talk shows, they all are kind of like the same, like hardcore liberal political show.
I would argue they're all the same hardcore liberal and the same hardcore right wing. I would argue there's no one speaking what I'm trying to find.
Do we have a right wing talk show host?
Bill O'Reilly, Tucker Carlson, Ben Shapiro.
I mean, on like, Joe
Rogan.
On like national like television, the way how we have like Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers.
Aren't they on? Isn't Fox News Tucker Carlson? I don't watch it.
I don't know.
But I would assume that's the balance, right?
It's not the same kind of variety.
Isn't
talk
Tucker Carlson
show,
fired?
He's independent now, I think, or he's on some other network.
And Ben Shapiro is he a network? I don't know any of this.
He's on the Daily Wire, which I think broadcasts. I don't know if it's a TV network, but they broadcast online and stuff.
My point being, I think it's important that voices have a place to reach the people that need to hear what's going on in the world. And if major networks start using this as a financial thing, if it isn't, that's terrifying.
Well, there you have it. Who's next up here? Thanks for the question.
Who is next? It is Christian Unpronounceable. Thank you so much for your generous contribution. Happy Saturday, says Christian. Are you guys watching Foundation?
What's Foundation?
Well, let's find out.
Is that the Apple TV show?
I think it's an Apple show, and I usually love Apple, so I'm sure I'd like it.
It is a TV series with Jared Harris and Lee Pace.
I love a Jared
Apple
Harris.
TV Plus series of stories by Isaac Asimov.
No.
Oh, all those words are words I like.
No, but I would tell you what I did watch that is amazing on Apple. Murderbot. Have you seen Murderbot?
I heard good things. I watched 10 minutes and I didn't like the tone, but I need to give it more of a chance.
Oh man, your homeboy Dasmalchian's in it.
That's why I wanted to watch it.
No, I think you'd love it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the first 4 episodes they're fun, quirky sci-fi. Then it becomes truly binge-worthy.
Okay.
Like when you get to 5. And
I didn't find it funny. I found it trying to be funny.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. I'll agree. Like 5 and on, I was having actual genuine laughter, and I really started connecting with most of the characters.
Got it.
And so it's weird, like, 'cause it's so short though. Like every episode's less than like 27 minutes, so they're short. But yeah, the way the plot unfolds and everything, and I love the visuals to it. Alexander Skarsgård is brilliant.
Him.
I often find Alexander Skarsgård to be a very underrated actor. Like he's usually looked at as, Bill Skarsgård's like the thespian, deep one who plays weird, dark, villainous roles, and then Alexander's the buff, good-looking one.
I definitely see them as jock and goth high school tables, but I think they're both the peak of that.
They are both incredible actors, and Alexander Skarsgård is excellent in that. Like he literally plays a robot with no genitals. So he's like going against everything about what his type usually is associated with.
Smart business for him.
Associated with genitals.
And he's
Strongly.
like True Blood. He's like banging people all the time.
Pure genitals.
And freaking Northman, I hear, it's like that.
Very genital
Tarzan. He's like
swinging
shirtless.
pipe.
Yeah. So this time it's like, no, I'm gonna be shirtless, but no genitals this time.
Don't need a loincloth, Tarzan. What?
I think that's an incredibly underrated show. And if you guys also haven't, I'm thinking of maybe asking John and Aaron to maybe react to this here as like a binge-worthy season, maybe.
Which
Shrinking.
Oh,
They haven't seen
I love Shrinking.
Shrinking is incredible. I'm happy to see the response it's getting at the Emmys. I won't say much, but maybe Severance is on the agenda here.
Ooh, there's a lot of TV shows I realized I haven't seen. A lot of classics in the upcoming docket.
What else we got?
All right, next on the Super Chat block, Geek Factor. Thank you so much for chiming in. Can't stay, but just wanted to say hello. And congrats on the new studio and everything. A lot of love, your royal reject from Poland.
Thank you so much for stopping by an hour and a half ago.
Hope you're still here.
buddy.
We appreciate you.
My our royal to me my royal reject.
Nice of it.
Thank you so much. Who else we got?
Heck yeah. All righty. Tony, thank you so much. Is Pedro set to take over the face of the Avengers the way Robert was? And Benedict was supposed to be before they changed directions. What made them deviate from Benedict to Pedro?
Did you hear that Matt Shackman quote?
No, what?
It was like my headline of my news this week. Matt Shackman basically said like the hardest role to cast was Reed because he goes from being a scientist to a father to the leader of the Avengers.
What? He said that?
He said it.
He just put that out there?
Just quote. Can you find that quote? Because
We'll look it up.
Is that like a
discussing
you're not,
film?
You're not
posted
paraphrasing it?
Discussing film. It's a little longer, but those are the beats. And I was shooketh because that's crazy. What a reveal!
That is really big.
I should have made my headline
Poor
like
Anthony Mackie.
director. I know. Captain America's like not today.
Poor Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, it was a discussing film thing I read because that's the only thing I like to click on Twitter anymore. I just scroll discussing film.
I mean, he is like the smartest man alive, so it would be good to have the smartest man alive.
But he's an absent-minded scientist. Like I don't know if that's a good
And
tactician.
he's not a very good.
He's not very empathetic.
As much as he's the leader of the Fantastic Four, he struggles with people's emotions.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which is why the Pedro casting. I'm curious how that translates.
The
But
quote from Variety, Matt Shackman says, he goes from being the nerdy scientist who's locked away in the lab to the husband and the father who do anything to protect his family to the guy who's leading the Avengers. I realized that the version we were building
I can't believe you said that.
had to have all those elements.
what a crazy thing to
Because
say.
we've been wondering for a long time who the leader will be. I didn't even view Benedict Cumberbatch as the potential leader.
I felt like they were trying to set that up in Endgame, and then it just didn't take. I think the original plan was Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and Spider-Man to be one team. Doctor Strange, Anthony Mackie. Like that was the
They
vibe
were
I got.
definitely setting up Anthony Mackie to be the leader. Even that What If episode with the Avengers had Anthony Mackie as the lead.
I thought they were gonna have two Avengers teams, and those would be the two teams, kind of like X-Men. But then I don't know what happened.
Well, from the post-credit scene, it would seem like they would bump into the Thunderbolts, who are the new Avengers.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could, and they established that Sam is filing a lawsuit or some shit. So it would make sense that there are divides, similar to how Infinity War starts off with the Avengers divided,
Right.
and then there's a unity in the second one. So it could be a similar type of thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Reed, that's crazy.
Wow, weird. I think he would be a fine leader. I just think we're kind of dealing with something of people. You know, there's a constant thing of people are. I mean, I'm even there now, wondering, are we getting too much Pedro Pascal? I am.
He's
starting to
so
wonder
good in The
that.
Materialist, but I really enjoyed him in something like that. So I'm like, will I like him in 5 Avengers?
Yeah, and I hope I can just see him as
Reed.
and not be aware I'm watching Pedro Pascal again,
Right.
because it is reaching that point for me.
Yeah.
Like everything I've seen him in, I just see the character, but it is reaching a point. I'm like, I see a lot of Pedro.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing because even when I see him, I love him. I think he's one of the best SNL hosts that we have in
he's
our modern
hilarious.
era.
Yeah.
Like even then, I'm like, man, he's amazing.
But Reed is such a different
Yeah.
character than him. I'm hoping we feel that. Like Reed is so different than Pedro. I'm hoping our abundance of Reed won't feel like an abundance of Pedro if all goes well.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Thanks for the question, though, Tony.
Absolutely. The Nickadug Express. Thank you so much. Hey, Greg. 11-year fan of the channel.
Wow, thank you, Nick and Doug.
11 years old fan of the channel. 11-year fan of the channel. Are you watching Dexter Resurrection yet, or waiting till John and Andrew catch up to it and you'll join in? Thanks.
No, Dexter's for me, and now I'm going to be sharing it with a friend and someone who's behind the scenes here. She's actually here right now, Alex. Hey, Alex.
Woo, Alex.
And no one else here watched Dexter. I've seen all of Dexter. I've seen have you seen all of Dexter?
Love Dexter.
Have you seen like New Blood?
Yes. I didn't love it as much as I wanted to, but I loved it more than I loved the ending originally.
Did you see Original Sin?
No.
Yeah. See, I'm that guy.
Okay, so there you go. You win. You win the Dexter Dick contest.
And Alex has seen all that too.
How did you guys like The New Blood?
Sorry,
Original Sin.
I liked it. You liked
I
Original?
liked it better than New Blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so it's worth it.
It very much feels like nostalgic back to the original Dexter.
Okay.
It surprisingly works. I thought it wouldn't work.
Because it's all new cast, right?
At times it looks a little cosplay,
Yeah.
but it actually gets surprisingly engaging. I'm like, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next?
What's the new show called?
Resurrection.
And have you watched the first?
No, I was waiting for Alex to come back.
I haven't watched. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it either.
Because Dokes is back.
I do not want to react to it. I want to just watch it for me. And
yeah, Dokes being back is suddenly it's must watch. I was like, oh, that's fun, and then Dokes was like, why I must.
I don't know how.
Surprise, mother.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. John's on season.
Just started season 2. We're gonna shoot
Still
a couple
good.
more episodes
It's
after
still
this.
good where you are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about season
Still
5.
I know people who like.
I
season
like 5. Julia Stiles.
Oh,
I'm
after the
looking forward
Trinity
to
Killer,
Julia's
it,
Dive.
it dropped off for me pretty. I love the Trinity Killer season, and then I remember season 5 being half and half. And then once they got to them being married in real life, and then their brother sister not blending into the show, I was like, what is happening?
Do you know that, John?
That they got the Dexter and
Michael C. Hall and
yeah,
Jennifer.
I'm talking
Carpenter.
about real life.
Yeah.
married in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, people have made that
Yeah, okay.
abundantly clear.
Who else we got next up on here?
Alrighty, we got Diego Guevara. Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate ya. Totally off-topic question. Does Greg still have a Swiftie in him? If so, what song's on repeat for you? Mine is currently Sparks Fly.
I kind of the first half of the Reputation album I actually kind of listen to a lot when I work out still. That tends to be my go-to for Taylor Swift, and the only time I tend to listen to music these days is actually when I'm working out. And so she's often does pop up on my playlist. There'll always be a Swiftie in me. I have a wife who has a shrine to Taylor Swift. I can't get rid of my fanaticism. It'll be impossible to escape.
It follows you. It's home.
Yeah, it's my Snyder cult.
Swiftie cult. Release the Swift cut.
I appreciate that, Diego.
Absolutely. Cody Bishop's up next. Thank you so much. In your old videos, why did John go by Jerry and Greg go by Ryan Wright?
Oh, that's a long explanation.
Also, I can tell you, all have matured a lot in 7 to 10 years.
I hope so. I hope I change every 2 to 3 years. The short version was we just didn't feel comfortable putting our real names out there, so then we found different names, and then it evolved, for me primarily, it evolved into a complete alter ego and a choice to do escapism that primarily relied of me psychologically breaking free of shackles from religion, upbringing, network marketing, and any other cults I've been a part of. So
in brief,
and I didn't realize that till much later. And even growing up, Friends was too sexual, perverted, and sinful. So Ryan Wright was very much I was uncomfortable watching Judd Apatow movies because of all the dick jokes and stuff, and I didn't know how to just laugh at it. I'd be in a theater with people laughing at Wedding Crashers, and I'm like, I don't know why I feel uncomfortable. So Ryan Wright was very much birthed from that. And a lot of it, honestly, has been an unpacking experience in the last year and a half for me. And John and I did a podcast where we really started unpacking it. But that hasn't been released yet. But yeah, it's a whole thing.
Did not know the scope of it. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, the Ryan Wright thing goes so much deeper than people would ever really realize of why.
Jerry?
He just had another name. It was just John. I became something else.
It was before you could really be a multi-hyphenate.
Yeah.
So it was we'll come up with other names so we don't get pigeonholed into being just those guys from the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I love that explanation, too. You have this long, emotional. John.
I saw spill.com and I was like, they use other names, so maybe we could do that too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jeff Carroll, thank you so much for being so
Jeff.
generous. We got a 2-part question here.
Sweet.
Unrelated question, but had for a while. Favorite hero/comic shirt you own and why, not including the merch now available at rejectnationshop.com, including a new Superman, a few new Superman and Fantastic Four inspired designs. I have 2. One is a Moon Knight shirt passed from uncle to dad to me, uncle having owned a comic store for 20 plus years. 2 is Stan Lee wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, and it says Saint Stan and Excelsior. Wore it for a con pic with Josh Brolin. Such a special memory.
What's the question?
Favorite hero
superhero
shirt, not
shirts.
RR based, not Real Rejects.
Oh, wow. Ooh. What's
I got
yours?
2 real quick.
Yeah.
Mine are both Spider-Man based, but different eras of my life.
I know where to go. I know.
Yeah,
Please share.
my one is when I was a kid. I have a Spider-Man shirt that my dad got me that fit my dad. But my dad and I often have such the same style that it's a running joke when I get him stuff for Christmas. He usually gets, like, a few Christmases ago, we both accidentally got each other the same Samurai Jack shirt in the exact same size. Like, my dad and I are so similar. So when I was younger, my dad got this Spider-Man shirt that he would wear sometimes, but it was for me, and I wear it now, and it's here with me in LA, and it means a lot to me because it shows that connection to my dad I've had for so long, and that means a lot to me. And then the more recent Spider-Man shirt that means a lot is one of my bucket list interviews was Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal has been one of my favorite actors since I was a kid. I actually auditioned to play his best friend in a movie about a real person I knew. The Boston Marathon bombing happened not just near me, but the guy that lost his legs, Jeff Bowman, was a mutual friend of a lot of my friends. And so when Jake played Jeff Bowman, I was still an actor and actually auditioned to play a person I really knew. So I called the person and talked. We didn't know each other well, but friend of friend. So that really impacted me, the Boston Marathon bombing, and then Jake playing him. And I auditioned for it, thought I did well, and I didn't hear back past the second callback. So I was like, I got as close as I could, and I left acting soon thereafter. Cut 2 years later, I'm doing comic book shopping with Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal remembers my tape, and Jake's like, "Oh, you're the guy I wanted." And it was this really amazing moment of like, I did do good in that audition. Like, it was this really amazing moment. And I wanted to mark that moment with buying a comic that I always wanted. So when I flew back, the day I got back, found an Amazing Spider-Man. I believe it's 65 with Mysterio on the cover. It's John Romita Sr. It's either 65 or 66. And that same day, the first day I got back, I found this comic. My mom had bought me the shirt of that cover because she didn't think I'd be able to find the comic. So my mom mailed me the shirt. She was like, in case you can't find the comic for a while. So I have a shirt of the comic that I wanted to celebrate that interview happening with. And the shirt means a lot to me because it reminds me of how supportive my family's been and that I accomplished that goal.
I have a shirt from Anissa Oliva, who's a patron, and it's the Justice League, but it's in the Friends.
Oh, that's
style.
cute.
Yep. I don't have anything fucking to match that.
I'm a sentimentalist, man. I attach a lot of emotion items.
History.
Yeah.
But I do have a shirt I really like. So, yep, there it is. Who else you got here, John?
Real Rejects. I open up all the way.
Beautiful, gang. All righty. Thank you, Jeff. Mayank Rana Navarre is back. Hey, guys. Given the positive reactions for the Fantastic Four movie, do you think similar reactions on 25th July will finally mute the Marvel naysayers?
No.
I don't think anything will ever mute naysayers.
Nothing mutes naysayers. I like, let's just do for fun. Let's find out right now. I'm going to look up Superman.
Oh, well, that's another level of naysay.
Rotten Tomatoes, over 10,000 plus verified ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, 92%. 83% critic. That's really high. And yet you'll still go to social media platforms that are telling you like it's a terrible thing and everyone hates this movie and it's awful. And
they'll be in the comments. They'll be like, the amount of shit I've gotten for just enjoying something for a 30-minute review.
We had a 5-hour live stream, and it was 99% people popping in with positivity about the movie.
Yeah.
So,
never.
Yeah. And
naysayers.
It won't happen. The same thing. They like people who are naysayers and negative. They try to magnify and take things out of context. Even box office reports.
Yeah.
They'll take that out of context and totally disregard like where we are today. And so like it's not apples to apples.
No.
And so no, I don't think it'll silence any. I think on our end we could be like, see, but are you going to convert? Barely.
I'm worried about Joseph Quinn as Human Torch, and I think if it's great, that'll mute my naysaying. But I've been very clear from the beginning, like I want that.
Yeah.
I want to be excited and like feel the future of Human Torch.
But a lot of naysayers just want to be right,
and they enjoy the anger. I think it's an outlet for them.
Yeah. Who else we got, Johnny?
I agreed. DJ Kento, thank you so much for chiming in. After watching the Russos' output of the past 6 or so years, Are y'all at all worried about Doomsday and Secret Wars? Electric State was a mess to me.
I mean, this has been a sentiment that Quinn and I have been sharing for quite a while, and we got a lot of shit about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the fact that I haven't seen that movie is not a good sign.
The Electric State, right? I haven't seen it either.
That's not a good
I
sign.
haven't been interested at all. To
And
watch
all the marketing, I was like, it looks worse. Everything I just haven't been interested. I did like The Gray Man, which no one liked, but I think our concerns are valid because of the other examples.
I mean, there's a lot to be concerned about with this. It's weird
The script's
because
not done.
because Thunderbolts is great and Fantastic Four. I'm happy to see the response, but Doom was not the plan, and it's very apparent that they needed some desperate swing. And yeah, their last well-received movie was Avengers Endgame, but hey, Spielberg going back to Indiana Jones 4 didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, the Ridley Scott people have come around in Prometheus, but back then it wasn't well received, and the follow-up Alien movie definitely wasn't either.
Yeah.
You know, so just because directors return, I'm hopeful. We're different than naysayers. We can be cautious. We can be skeptical.
But I hope
But
he'll love a
we
movie.
tend to be like, I hope we're wrong, though.
I don't know
Yeah.
why you'd want to be like, man, this 3-hour part of my life sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you'd want that, but I hope it's great. And I think the Russos are really good at what they do. Maybe those other films just weren't what they do well. You know what I mean?
You can see the way our thought processes work in movie reactions, where we are actively looking for the things we like.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't like a movie, and the things we like, the things that we aren't liking slowly are beating us down. And then, like,
By the end of the review,
we're like, oh, that's not like The Fountain from Guy Ritchie. You know? Like,
Yeah.
like-
Or Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Where,
Mission
like,
Impossible.
we
Final-
both,
yeah.
that maybe was the hardest review you and I've ever done because of how much we wanted to like it.
Yeah, and I started disliking it more. We talked about.
Yeah, and it felt like that. And that we are always positive because that's, I think, the way to experience life better,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't fair.
Yeah, we try to look for the positive, but eventually, like always the honesty of the negativity will eventually come out, whether it outshines or doesn't overpower, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very skeptical about this.
Well, all right. Let's see. Davion Lucas. Davion. Cool name. Thank you so much for chiming in. Hi, Greg and Coy and John. Love the channel. What do you think the DCU needs to accomplish to be undeniably successful? Love to hear your thoughts.
To me, it's kind of there's a lot of different versions of how you can quantify what success is, but I think the one that would make it indisputable is when they eventually do their big crossover movie, presumably a Justice League, and if that's a huge hit, then huge hit and well received, like undeniable box office hit, undeniable, then like yeah, that's usually just the optics and what we work under. I don't feel personally, I don't think that's what it is. Like, I don't think that's what quantifies it to be success. But I think
Undeniable.
if we're going to talk about what can shut down naysayers, like
Yeah.
that to me would be the undeniable one.
I think short term, making movies that don't lose money, because right now a lot of movies are and has some profit, but also all the films feeling different. I think those are the two very easy short term successes they could do is
Yeah.
when I see a DCU film and it doesn't feel like the last and it doesn't feel like I've seen this 100 times and then not lose money. Those are, I think, my barometer. I think Undeniable is hitting the very elusive billion that was a lot more popular pre-pandemic. I think we moved the bar of how much movies need to make and then we didn't move it back. So I think the B word is kind of like the undeniable dollar sign, but I don't see that as happening as soon as it needs to for those people. So I wanted that for Superman. I don't, see that happening in the next couple movies, but I do see something like a Justice League possibly getting that undeniable moment.
I was hoping Superman would hit $1 billion. I don't believe it will.
I don't think it will now. The international was a different market than I really thought. Like it dropped off in China from an already not great opening, and I
We've been
think
losing that with China a lot.
yeah, I think geopolitically we're not in a really good spot. Like I don't know if our choices IRL are helping our fictions.
At the same time, yeah, it's like Superman and Captain America in particular are very like they just seem so American.
And as much
yeah.
as they try to make it Truth, Justice, Better Tomorrow, it will be read a certain way by
Yeah.
people.
Definitely. Thank you for the question.
Yes, sir. And we got Sci-Fi Extremist next. One of our tried and true patrons guiding our
Yes.
reviews and stuff as well. So thank you so much for being a royal reject. Not sure if you read the Vigilante Eagly comic book.
Oh, there's a Vigilante Eagly comic.
Dude, it's so good.
No.
One comic is Vigilante, the other comic's Peacemaker.
Was Gunn behind that?
He's overseeing the whole story.
Okay, cool.
He's first build.
Number 1. Do you think James will do more in continuity comics of the comics? And 2, what's a character story? Sorry, let me read this again. 1, do you think James will do more in continuity comics? And 2, what's a character or story we might not get live action but would love to see as a comic?
Great question. I think we could see more of the characters from adaptation in comic. Like, I could see that path going that way, and I think it's a really fun comic. I think it captures the tone perfectly. So 1, yes. 2, I think there are some things that don't translate in the medium that would be cool to tell more of the story of. I know his goal is to do video games, movies, and TV all in the same continuity. I'd love to add comics to that. So I think some fifth dimensional imp stuff, like some Mixoplitlic. I could see Bizarro working in a comic maybe better than a movie soon, because you wouldn't want to do kind of a double down on Ultraman. I could see introducing characters in comics for the people that are like, oh, we need an origin, and then having it in movie. That way you can keep the tone and pace. So more about like micro examples than actual story, but that's what I'd do.
Yeah, I think for some of these smaller characters, I was just imagining like if you did. I'm sorry, what's the actor's name who plays Jimmy?
Skylar Gisondo.
Skylar Gisondo. Like if you did some comics with
Would
Skylar,
love that.
That where it's obviously Skylar. I don't know what her last name is. So it's obviously Skylar. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Like
Yeah.
they did sometimes with like the Fantastic Four prequel comic.
That's this Peacemaker. Like that's this. It's great.
I think stuff like that they could definitely do more of. But I'm also a fan of when they do like, oh, let's continue Batman 89 in the comics.
Dude, and the Superman 78 is just as good. They're so good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Stuff like that. And I know this is a weird topic, but I do think if Zack Snyder did want to finish it off in a comic, I think that'd be pretty cool.
I love Smallville season 11. They did a Superman comic, but it's right as Smallville ends, they go into season 11, which is him as Superman.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah. All right. Michelle, thank you for chiming in. If you could hotel Reverie from Black Mirror yourself into any superhero film and experience the film as a character in that movie, which one and character would you choose? Which film and character?
Ooh, interesting.
There's always so much danger.
Well, it's more about like which character do you want to
be
It's not
in that world.
It's not Last Action Hero where you're stepping into a world
As a civilian.
Hotel Reverie in. Did you see Black Mirror?
No.
Oh yeah, you have. Okay, so the concept of that is like you get to be the character in the actual plot of the movie.
Oh, cool.
So you're like living out the plot.
Okay, I like that.
So like which character would you want to who would you want to experience the plot as? You know, that's more of the question.
Recency bias aside, any Superman would be fun to fly and have that level of invulnerability. Pretty cool to be Batman.
I know it's kind of hard to like not say the most obvious people
Yeah.
because they're going to be like in there. Like, why would I want to be one of the like supporting characters? Like, I
Yeah.
want to be like Spider-Man, like
Swinging as Spider-Man.
Yeah, how cool would that fucking
Actually,
be? Yeah.
I'm gonna go Andrew Garfield Spider-Man because like I feel like he's got a good amount of control. He's dating Emma Stone. He's getting like he's in school, which was a lot more of a less responsible time, even though he's got a lot of responsibility. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man would be pretty cool.
Oh, I would go. This is like one of my least favorite Spider-Man movies, but I would go Tom Holland Spider-Man Far From Home.
Traveling.
Yeah, you're traveling. You do stuff.
Get
Like
friends.
honestly, Homecoming would probably be the better one because you there's so much that's so lighthearted fare.
Yeah.
You could just enjoy your time as Spider-Man.
That's
Yeah.
true. You're just vibing.
Yeah, the other ones I'm like, oh, there's so much emotional weight.
There's
This
a
one
lot
comes with.
happening here.
Yeah,
That's a fun
I'd
question.
probably go with Homecoming. Yeah, I would want to be a 15-year-old boy. That's what I'd want to be.
I think also like Andrew Garfield's like right at that like about to go into the real world phase. That was so cool because you were like smart enough to be an adult, but you're not burdened with everything yet.
Yeah.
And you don't appreciate that then.
True.
Heck yeah. I'm going with Catwoman in the basketball scene. Awesome, Ryan. It's a movie I've never actually seen. Hey, guys. I'm really looking forward to finally having a healthy competition between Marvel and DC. It would help bring out the best, bring the best out of each other, I feel. As always, thank you both for all the hard work.
Aw, thank you.
I 100% agree. The fact that we're talking about Fantastic Four being this good and how much we enjoyed Superman, that is what a summer. Like, what a July.
It would be nice if these two films actually complement each other. And it's like, and if people can feel that and less of the verses.
Yeah.
It's already turned into a versus.
Yeah.
You know, like the Fantastic.
We're going to see all the box office numbers compared to the Superman numbers.
Fantastic Four tracking is not looking as high as the Superman tracking.
Is it?
I thought it was like 110 domestically.
Okay.
Fantastic
Superman
Four.
did 127, 125.
I don't know, but I feel like Fantastic Four could very much pick up.
I think it'll be bigger internationally because of what we were talking about.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd be shocked if it's not bigger internationally.
So, but that's the thing when people will be versing.
And I suck at box office stuff. I really do. I'm not like a good person to go to for this information. But that is a thing that's like, this seems so obvious that would be bigger internationally than Superman. Like it has to be.
Yeah, I assume. But yeah, I don't like to verse, but yeah, I hope so as well.
Absolutely. All right. Amber H wants to know. Let's see. Greg and Coy. Long-time subscriber, but this
Thanks,
is my
Amber.
first ever super chat.
Wow.
Honored.
First one
Long-time
ever. Cool. Thank you.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. Just wanted to say hi. I adore this channel. Really glad Sean got a camera.
Yeah.
It's been out of use.
I like that John's camera also, it was slightly like cropped,
Yeah.
so you had to duck, so it looked like we had you trapped because of
You're-
the white background and you were like
I
ducking.
didn't get any.
You're
time to
not
say that.
cutting to you when it's when you're reading a question?
No.
Cut to John.
No, I had done that. I didn't think that was the good thing to do, but I can now.
No.
I'm usually
Oh.
looking at the two of you.
I just thought on the reacting side, when we're reacting, we should be
get
reacting
you
to the
reacting
question.
to the-
Yeah.
to
Oh yeah, and
super
reading the
chats.
tweets and
Yeah,
stuff.
read your
Wanna get you
questions, man.
reaction.
Where is Jerry?
All right. I'll get back on camera. I
Thank
even have
you.
a triple camera view.
Oh,
for
look at
us.
this.
There we go.
Again, the ducking kills me because
Here
it looks
he
like we have you
is.
trapped in another room. This
Here
is like
he
a Metal
is.
Gear Solid shot.
All right. Who's next?
Todd Andrew.
Todd Andrews. Let me make sure I'm getting you right here on the screen.
We should okay. If anyone wants to get any more super chats in, you got 1 more minute. No, but
close them down.
I
Type
got
fast.
I definitely we got 1 to 2 minutes because I have a hard out here and I don't want to be. I cannot be late for it.
All righty. Todd Andrew has this to say. Hey, guys. Longtime fan. Rewatching Superman tonight. Fantastic Four next. And how and if they use Doom in First Steps 4 set up for Avengers. Thoughts? So if they use Doom in First Steps,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. If
how does
they-
it set up for Avengers?
I think Doom will just be in the post credit scene.
Yeah, I think it'll just be meeting him,
And be meeting him or something with Franklin.
which is crazy because that means next week we can know what Doom looks like.
I think Franklin Richards is so much more important than like the audiences are aware of. And I think that's going to be a big factor into the ending events of this movie.
But I do think we'll get a post credit or maybe just the back of him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Hear his
I'd
voice.
be shocked if there's not a Dr. Doom in the post-credit scene.
I almost feel like there has to be.
There has to be. At that point, it's like, what are you doing, Marvel?
The next thing
Yeah.
is Doomsday, right?
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Sony, but it'll not tie in. They claim.
Wonder Man, the show, but outside of that,
Oh, we got Eyes of Wakanda, we got Wonder Man, but I mean, like,
in terms of movie, no, it's
it
it's
literally
Doomsday.
goes this Spider-Man, Doomsday.
Oh boy.
It's out like next year.
Yeah. I'd be really surprised. But thanks for the question, Todd.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right. Next, we got Ethan T. Ethan T says, "Hey guys, just wanted to say Greg is my Superman and truly inspires me to be a better man about the Robbie Williams movie."
Oh man, you only know me on camera. Everyone here would attest that I'm a pain in the ass to put up with.
For the company.
For the company, I am not as there's Greg on camera who does his best to always be as real and authentic as possible, but I think off camera Greg is often like, oh man, I'm just upsetting people.
I won't let him be that self-deprecating. I disagree. This is my favorite place to work because of Greg, and I would not
thanks.
give as much of my life to any company I didn't own if it wasn't for the owner being the tits. So Greg is who you think he is, even if he doesn't think he is.
Well, appreciate that. Same time, this company is what it is because it's a collective effort. It's a big group effort, and we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for literally everyone in this room right now. Actually, yeah, that's a thank you.
We are all animatronics. All right. The Jen
The Walt Disney us.
The Jen abides.
Hey, Jen.
How's it going, Jen? All right. Just saying hi. Really happy to hear you guys enjoyed Superman. Hope to see you soon.
Bot. Jen was
Bot.
Definitely a bot.
Jen
Definitely a
is
bot.
Jen is a paid audience member
Yep, we appreciate it.
here to show up in the super chats and
Say
say
nice
that.
things and peace.
And Jen, whenever she catches a live event, she always provides us snacks.
I love the snacks. They really help because I forget to take care of myself.
Thank you so much, Jen, for being you, Jen. Thank you.
Hundo P. Samir is next. And hey, oh, looky here. Samir is writing this from the AMC bar, waiting for screening number 5 of Superman.
Yeah, Warner Brothers just provided him tickets to
Yeah,
go there.
he got
and say,
access. So now he's getting to tweet about
that
it.
is not a genuine number 5 experience.
No.
He is going to be on his phone the whole time.
Yep, all 5 have been paid for by Warner Brothers.
But thanks, Samir, for the super chat that you were able to use because Warner Brothers paid you.
Yes, thank you, Warner Brothers, for the super chat.
All right. Sentry. What's up, Bob?
What up, Century?
All right. Here we go. Watch your language. Franklin is still a baby.
That Omega level
heathens.
baby. I could swear around that baby all the time.
He's gonna be reading minds. I don't censor up here.
Once Franklin's all grown up in this MCU, this is like,
That's
like,
it.
what the hell are we going to do
why
now?
they gotta
This is-
restart.
yeah, it's like he'll be an unstoppable force, man.
Yeah, we're getting to a lot of OP
Do you think we'll
characters.
get Val?
I think Valeria might be a way to tie in Doom in a cool way.
Val's the daughter.
Val's the daughter, and she and Doom are like homies.
Yeah.
So that'd be a fun little dynamic.
Yeah.
You could do a lot of Fantastic Four with Namor and Doom and Valeria. You got a lot of move.
I mean, finally getting Fantastic Four is huge
Yeah.
because of how important they are in the Marvel comics. Like, they're so important.
First family.
They're so important. The Hickman run, like, every character fucking shows up to hang out with them and
Yeah.
interact. They're very important. So, yeah, I could see how Reed is the lead because of the significance of how much tethering there is with him.
It's a crazy thing to say about the movie.
I know, right? But thanks, Century.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. Creative that you are. Thank you for being so generous.
Can we disable the super chats, please?
We can disable the super
So
chats.
no more is going to be able to come in, but we will go through the rest that are here. So thank you.
Coy,
Hi.
you've got me to read comics with DC Infinite.
Yes.
And I've especially...
I didn't. Who promotes DC Infinite more than Coy promotes comics? I promote the fucking app so much.
Greg doesn't watch my studio showcase or high volume show because that's how I wrap every episode.
I know
yeah,
that.
every episode.
Sure, but I am like a casual person dropping it early on all the time.
That's true. That's true.
I've
Greg
been trying to be the eye line for those who don't want to buy.
It's effective,
Yeah.
except for this guy who I got.
Whatever.
Thank you.
I'm the owner of the company.
For the company.
All right. Thank you, Creative.
He says I've. What else did you say?
Yeah, I'm especially super focused on learning more about the characters announced in the DCU so far. But I want more of Hawk Girl. Any books for her? Coy.
You know, Hawkgirl is a really tricky character because there's 3 iterations, and honestly, there are so many different interpretations because, like, the Thanagarian stuff with the reincarnation, everything is crazy. I don't even know if they're gonna do the reincarnation stuff because that's technically a different Hawkgirl, but it seems like a very James Gunn thing to do and combine. Anyway, I would recommend if you want Hawkgirl, what I've been recommended is the Justice League Unlimited cartoon is apparently everyone's take on Hawkgirl. If you do want to read the comics, I would definitely recommend the Golden Age stuff. So like mid-50s Hawkgirl is awesome, and it's like fun of the time language. Modern runs, New 52 works, but it's not my favorite. There's no current Hawkgirl comic that I'm like in love with. She's a very tricky character, but Golden Age and Justice League Unlimited be my recs.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You're experiencing the DC Infinite app.
That's how Greg reads all of his comics, even Hickman's Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it's true. I read.
He hacks it to read Marvel comics.
I don't want to get the Marvel Unlimited app.
No,
I
no.
just want to jailbreak it.
Import.
All righty. Thank you, Creative. Amara Maui. Thank you so much for jumping in from Egypt. How's
Cool.
it going over there?
Wow.
Hey, dudes. How much change to class comic characters do you think is acceptable for it to be new and fresh? That's why I think comic movies are so hard.
I think it depends on the popularity of the character. Like Aquaman kind of upset some people, but most people were pretty on board for it. You know, it just always depends on which comic character. If you're dealing with Batman or Superman, there's like certain things you have to like stay true to. Immutables. You know, like I'm sure even for Mr. Terrific, if they wanted to, like, a lot of people don't know Mr. Terrific. So James Gunn could have done whatever the hell he wanted. It would have been fine. Metamorpho, he could have done whatever the hell he wanted. It would have been fine. And it seems like he did. So yeah, it just depends on the level of that. But I don't know. I don't really have a clear-cut one black and white answer to this.
I do agree that is the starting point. I think there are certain things that make the character. So even if they're decently obscure, those should stick. But I think as long as the foundation of what the character represents is there, you are adapting, not translating. It's not a one-to-one. It's an adaptation for a new medium. So as long as the heart of the character is there, I think the problem is when you try to translate. I think that's why the David Harbour Hellboy didn't work. Or when you try to change so much that it doesn't feel like the character. So it is a fine line, but I think that the comic audience is such a small percentage of the box office that as long as the story is good and the movie is good and they don't change those immutables, you're okay.
I mean, like Peacemaker and Vigilante and that are so different.
Yeah, Peacemaker is not that character, but now the comics are like, well,
now they're like influencing the comics.
All righty, there we go. All right, Nona, everybody, kiss your Nona. Thank you so much for chiming in. Coy, thanks. Did you watch the Fantastic Four girlfriend clip of Johnny Marvel released?
No.
Shows more of Johnny's personality. You sure you don't want to watch it?
No,
I am sure. I will see it on Monday. I will see the entirety.
But appreciate your super chat. That's very kind of you, and I'm sure it does. Thank you so much.
I will let you know Monday what I thought of that moment, not clipped.
All righty. We got Christian back in the chat. Christian Unpronounceable. All righty. Please give the stream a like, everyone. It helps the channel greatly.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for doing a super chat for that. Thank you.
Super chat to encourage a like.
Thank you. And it's true. It will help out this stream. Thank you so much. Please leave a like on this video. Thank you. Thank you, Christian Unpronounceable. And thank you guys who have been contributing the super chats, by the way. Like, does not go unnoticed. Like, these are your hard-earned dollars, so thank you.
All righty. Let's see. Who do we got?
Amber H.
Amber H. I know. That's my I'm scrolling thing to say. Coy, that feeling of if I slow down, it'll get me is so relatable. Thank you both for being so real and transparent about mental health. ADHD here, sending love and good vibes from South Georgia.
Yeah, that's why I think it's important to like intentionally slow down. You know, like doing the hardest part of any exercise for me in this whole workout has been cardio. Specifically the cardio when it's at the gym, because I have to stay stationary and I'm going to mainly be with my own thoughts. And my mind's racing. So sometimes I'm like, okay, I have to do a high incline for 30 minutes, but then I just want to run because I'm too like, I start getting anxiety because I'm just stationary for a half hour. But then I have to sit with it. And a big part of slowing down, that's why I think meditation's good, because people think meditation's about getting rid of all your thoughts. But really, it's just about getting in tune with your thoughts, getting in tune with the present, and letting the feeling of uncomfortableness and anxiety pass is a great thing. So oftentimes if I do elliptical at the gym, I'll just close my eyes and let the rush and the anxiety flow through me. And then then I'm like kind of in a calm state. Like I didn't meditate today, so I'm perhaps a little bit more anxious. But I did stretch for like a half hour this morning. So
I haven't worked out in 2 weeks. I haven't meditated in about a year. And I feel the workout absence first. And then when that gets so bad, then I noticed I haven't meditated. So I'm trying to bring those back in August when my work slows down a bit. But I do definitely struggle from that exact sentence. And I appreciate you appreciating it, because I think talking about stuff is the only way to navigate it. So being transparent, I'm glad it's appreciated, because it makes it easier for me to do.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Heck yeah. All right. Flipnote Frog. Bit of an unrelated question. Thank you for chiming in.
Thank you, Flipnote.
Do you guys plan on reacting to Bring Her Back, Raka Raka's new movie?
That's cool that you guys still call them Raka Raka. Thanks for the super chat. It's not currently on the list, but I definitely one day will watch it. I think their last movie, Talk to Me, is brilliant.
Oh, it's those guys. I love Talk to Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's brilliant. I hear this one is more like depressing and less horror, which just... Like
not in that headspace.
I've been in like there's been some things up. Okay, so like when we did Strange Darling, Roxy and I, a big part of that was like, this might not get any views, but we just experienced Human Centipede, and I hated the experience of that film. I really did. Like for a good reaction, I'll tell you, but I really did not like sitting through it.
Yeah.
And
watch part 2.
And It's a good reaction. I won't lie. But yeah, I was like, she's like, no, we should just do whatever's best for the channel. So we have something else we're going to cover. And I was like, we owe it to ourselves to just watch something we want to watch. And yeah, I want to. It's that one sounds. I'm sure I'll love this movie, but it sounds so hard. So sad.
Sometimes you got to just like take care of you and then worry about business second.
And sometimes I am craving the heavier stuff.
Yeah,
you know. Sometimes I want to watch a Warrior or a Shawshank, but lately I've been in like I need something more levity wise. Like I'm on Naked Gun right now. I go home and I watch Veep, you know, like, yeah.
It's funny. I struggle with comedy so much that sometimes when I have a comedy, those are the hardest things to watch because I'm worried about people being like, why isn't he laughing?
Yeah, I know.
So it's really funny. Like Airplane was such a relief that I loved it, and I haven't seen Naked Gun, but I imagine it's a similar thing. But I remember when you gave me South Park, I was like, well, that's a death sentence. So like it's so funny how like comedy to me is the dread when it's so specific. I think comedy is the hardest thing to translate.
Well, you see, sometimes though I can be in such a burnout or so sad that sometimes the comedy is actually not really hitting for me. Because I'm just in such a different state that I'm not as able. I'll change myself, be a little more lighthearted, but I might not be as willing to laugh.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to like let that out, but I also don't want to fake and force. So it's like, it is a little hard.
I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot more movies.
It's hard watching comedy.
It's so hard to laugh for the people. But like I watch a lot of movies, not TV, but I'm finding more and more like the TV bite-sizedness is so much better for comedy for me.
Me too.
I'm watching Issa Rae's show and it's so funny. But like I've never seen Seinfeld, and that's such a thing that's like, I know it's formative, but will it be like Friends where it hits me just right, or is it before my time? Like, so it's really interesting with comedy where I want to try more TV.
I want to watch Owen Wilson's new show. I heard it's great.
Stick. I've heard it's great too.
I heard it's amazing. Yeah.
And Timothy Olyphant in it, right?
Yeah. You know, the show that really did help my emotions and make me feel better. The Shrinking show means a lot to me because it really did help me out. Like I felt like that was the show I needed at the time.
The Bear's that for me. Even this season, which nobody's talking about. The Bear, I always Anya and I were watching it, and she was like, what does the show do for you? And I was like, they're having all the emotions out loud. I feel in here, but I can't. And I feel like I can actually externalize my emotions through the Bear because I so identify with the Bear character, like what Carmi goes through and the way he experiences like perfectionism and always needing chaos to like slow him down because he's so kinetic. It really is. I think that's how I get Shrinking. Like for me, seeing his panic and seeing his pure stress and his rage, like I'm so full of rage to see it in a character. I'm like, that. So the Bear is that for me.
Amazing. I gotta watch him one day.
Bring Her Back, just to close that out, is the rare movie I've heard many critics say basically like, what I saw was good, but the subject matter was so harsh that I had to stop. And it's like, you got to know going into it if you want to subject yourself to it, apparently, because it involves kids. But thank you so much for chiming in. Aaron Koval is next. Aaron says, hello, guys. Thank you, Aaron. Very generous. Hello, guys. Big standout for the Batman 2022 was Greg Fraser's contribution to the storytelling. If he is unable to return as director of photography in part 2, who would you like to see in
it's
his
hard
stead?
to take.
As a cinematographer aficionado. Then I don't want to just say
Roger Deakins.
Who's the one who did Bill Pope?
Bill Pope. Matrix.
He's done a couple of Marvel movies, hasn't he?
Yeah, in the Matrix.
Yeah, and even Matrix did How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, very recently How to Train Your Dragon. I like Bill Pope. That's a good pull. I'm still gonna go Roger Deakins.
Roger Deakins, though, for sure.
I like not trying to say Roger Deakins.
But yeah,
but Roger Deakins.
Roger Deakins is undoubtedly the best. Yeah.
To be fair, Bill Pope did Spider-Man 2 and 3.
Oh, I'm gonna look up.
Bill Pope the thing is with Roger Deakins seems like he's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants, and it's gonna be great regardless.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Whereas
really
Bill
orange
Pope,
and natural.
Bill Pope really seems like he adjusts to what the director really wants.
Sure.
Which is probably more what a cinematographer ought to be. but I think Roger Deakins just like, this looks like a Roger Deakins movie more than it looks like a director's movie. And Bill Pope adjusts to other directors, I think.
Jeff Cronenworth.
What did he do?
He did Fight Club. He did. He's mainly David Fincher, and that's Fincher. That is the style Matt Reeves.
Oh, I love Fincher.
Espoused.
Yeah.
So Gone Girl, Fight Girl. Yeah, like
that's the one.
That's
right
the one
there,
that'll keep it Matt Reevesy because he. Yeah. So Jeff Cronenworth.
That'd be cool. Great question. Damn.
Yeah.
Likes that.
Love
Made me Google.
talk cinematographers. All right, Todd, Andrew is next.
They're so slept on. We talk about movies, and I'm like, I got 2.
Alex, as someone who has no interest in any of this stuff, how bored are you? Be honest.
I'm not actually.
You're not bored?
You want to jump
You
in
didn't
here?
watch Superman. You don't give a shit about Fantastic Four. We're talking about cinematographers. Alex is the perfect person to hire because she doesn't know any of this stuff, so it makes it easier to just have her do her job. Yeah.
She won't get distracted.
Yeah,
she's
she's
like,
just like, I need to
thanks."
bring like real operation. Yeah.
All right. Todd, Andrew.
She's slowly becoming my Sonam obsessed.
Oh, you
And
guys want your
another
own
reference she will
podcast.
not understand.
Yeah. There's a cinematographer whose name is similar to his last name who's shot a bunch of stuff lately who I think would be.
Let's see how qualitative we can make this in 20 minutes.
All right, Todd, Andrew, you got 20. Here we go. Tom Holland, Jacob Elordi, and Harris Dickinson at the top of rumor for James Bond list. Also to star Sydney Sweeney as a bong
girl.
As a bong girl, the girl who hands James Bong his bong. Yeah, how do you feel about those prospects?
James Bond.
I don't want Tom Holland. That's for sure. I'm not that familiar with Harris Dickinson. Jacob Elordi has a darkness to him I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think he's really good at proving he's more than just some pretty tall guy. Like he's
so captivating.
he's a phenomenal actor.
I think after Brightburn, he's my pick because he has that rich aristocracy, but something under it.
Brightburn?
Not Brightburn. Saltburn.
Saltburn. Oh yeah.
The other dual
I
syllable
was like,
burn.
he was the child
He
in
was the
Brightburn.
kid. No. Saltburn. He has that I'm a
Yeah.
rich dude, but I got something underneath it, which I think Bond needs.
Have you seen the Priscilla movie where he played Elvis?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's so good in it.
He's good, but he's not fucking Austin Butler. We've got stuck as Elvis. The problem was I saw it.
No, well,
So close to Austin
but
Butler's Elvis.
he played Elvis as the antagonist.
Yeah, but the whole time I was
I-
like, that's someone playing Elvis. Then Austin Butler's like, I am Elvis.
I thought he was captivating as shit in that movie.
I liked him so much more in Saltburn, but I think that's a closer 1-to-1 to Bond.
and I like, and he's also Euphoria, where he's stemmed from. He's
Yeah.
incredible in Euphoria too.
I haven't watched Euphoria, but I like Elordi. Harris Dickinson was so good in Baby Girl. What's the one with Nicole Kidman? The horniest movie of Christmas ever. Is that Baby Girl? Yeah, Baby Girl. He's so good in Baby Girl. Because have you seen it? He's able to be like really enchanting, and there's a power struggle between the two of them the whole movie. And there's these power and character dynamics that change throughout the film to the point where you're watching and you're like, who's in control of this scene? And I think that'd be really cool with Bond because he's always manipulating the people in the room, and clearly Harris Dickinson can do that. So I think either of those two would be great.
Yeah, since Jacob Elordi's like 8 feet tall, so
Yeah.
he'd be a terrible spy.
It's true. You're like, that tall guy did.
Yeah.
It's like my Alan Richardson as Batman thing. It's like the white guy, Bruce Wayne.
All right. Thank you. Todd, Andrew, yes. Also, Hoyt Van Hoytema to your question, Aaron Koval. He's worked with Matt Reeves before. I think.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney as a Bond girl.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I don't think we need that. I like Sydney Sweeney a lot. I do. I think she's a boss. I think she's a fucking underrated. Like
She's a great entrepreneur. She's a smart
fucking-
businesswoman.
yeah, she's a boss.
She's a genius
Yeah,
of
yeah.
money and handling her business.
Yeah.
But if the Bond girl is going to be like a seductress that is making people think she's dumber than she is, but is actually great at business.
I think you need a really great actor, but I think the Bond girls have also risen. I feel like if you put Sydney Sweeney as a Bond girl, she's likely to be positioned as a Bond girl and not like when you had
Halle Berry.
A femme fatale.
a real fucking
Evergreen.
real evergreen. That's actually
Yeah.
like we have like a real like character there. You know, I love Michelle Yeoh. She's my favorite Bond girl.
Absolutely. Let's go. All right.
I think she was the first one who could like really kick some ass.
Yeah.
My favorite Bond girl's from Austin Powers. Elizabeth Hurley's my favorite Bond girl.
Oh my god, yeah. But I would gladly sleep with a prostitute instead of her.
Is that a joke?
Hugh Grant cheated on her with a prostitute. Yeah.
That's right.
Which is the weirdest thing. I'm like, really?
How?
It's Elizabeth Hurley. Man.
Do you what?
What prostitute?
What are you doing?
I know
Who
it's-
was
I know it
that?
has nothing to do with the look. It's a whole different thing. But yeah.
But man,
But yeah, it's like, come on, man.
All right. Arc.
Never gonna let you hold that thing down. That mistake you made like 40 years ago, man.
That's right.
Never gonna let you hold it down. Hugh
that's why Greg
Grant.
doesn't do Hugh Grant
Yeah.
interviews. He'll ask him.
All right. Arky, however you say your name. Thank you so much for chiming in. A super fantastic stream. Stay safe, you two.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Moving on.
Super fantastic.
Davion Lucas. Will DC shows failing affect HBO or just DC?
Has one failed?
I think the question is more of a what if.
Oh,
Yeah. If DCU shows fail, will that affect HBO as a whole or just DC?
No, you're dealing with two very different expectations. And I don't think, and James Gunn has been very clear that he's often being like, you don't really need to watch this other one to understand this other one.
Yeah.
So even if the shows are not doing well, they probably like backpedal a little bit on doing more of those and just stick to ones that are hits.
like the Penguin did so well. Peacemaker 1 did so well.
You can honestly have like huge shows, but if the movies are failing, then they're gonna have you could have a huge fucking problem on your hands if the movies are failing, but the shows are doing great.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near as detrimental if the shows are not doing well, but the movies are doing great. You know.
Yeah,
They're
we
like
see different numbers in optics, and like
Yeah.
we don't compare box office revenue to like
No.
what do they call that? The code or whatever the
like
ratings.
shows can also stand networks or whatever love if they can just get fucking awards too.
Yeah.
So even if they're not huge, if they can get awards for like whatever increases their brand visibility,
Right.
They really care about that. So like Penguin winning shit, and Penguin
Huge.
fucking just won some.
It's awesome. Penguin's incredible. Deserves
Yeah.
it.
Woo! All right.
Thanks
Raw
for the
Dog.
question.
Raw Dog J. You naughty boy. All right. Does my boy Coy smoke the herb before reactions?
I've never seen Koi smoke.
I hope yes, it would be an honor. His eyes are bloodshot sometimes.
That's from pure
Huge
tiredness.
Bloodshot
That, I
eyes.
wish it
That's
was
from-
recreational bloodshot. Now
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Pure
No,
tiredness.
I can't smoke weed. It's a chemical that does not suit my brain. I spin out. I think aliens are studying me. I think my parents are cops or FBI agents. I get so paranoid that people think it's laced, and then
Maybe
they
you
take
see
it and
the
they're
truth,
like,
Coy.
that is my fear. That is, I think, what's happening. I've had only bad experiences with weed. I used to try to do something every year and fail and would have a panic attack every year when I tried it at once because I want something to slow me down. What you see before you is merely a broken man.
Yeah.
Well, we love to see it.
Thanks, John.
All right, Robert Poyser.
Everyone who smokes weed knows the rule. You bring eye drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if his eyes are red, it's not because he's high.
No, it's just because I've failed at taking care of myself.
Yeah.
You should bring some eye drops for the next time you're
we
overworked
should
and
just-
sleep deprived.
We should just have eye drops here.
Here,
Yeah.
probably. Can you do eye drops?
Me, yeah.
Oh, that's like
I do eye
Clockwork
drops.
Orange.
I do
me.
eye drops every single day.
Really?
I wake up and my eyes are just. I am not a morning. I have to. I wake
to
up.
thaw.
I wake up. My thoughts are racing.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been having to put on slow race. Literally a track called Slow Racing Thoughts, and my eyes. It's just, they're so like bloodshot red, and I have to do eye drops every morning.
This is very good to know when I have the bachelor party and I see you in the morning that it's not something that went wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll still be in my calorie deficit then, so I can't participate.
It's a year away, Greg. But yeah, eye drops, like ever since Star Trek, I had to wear those contacts that messed up my eye. And like, it's so intense to me, like anything near my eye. But yeah, I'm just tired.
Yeah, I work out with contacts, so I'm used to it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Robert Poyser, thank you so much for joining in. Do you think we will get a Jessica Cruz and or Kyle Rayner tease? I know Coy would like that.
Yes.
Or name drop in Lanterns. I think the big DCU mystery that starts in Lanterns is related to Trigon or Parallax. Probably going to see Sinestro. Thoughts?
Sinestro, yes. I've been loudly every time we film DC Studio Showcase. I try to mention Kyle Rayner either at like lunch or like walking by offices. I'm trying so hard. I have no power in creative, but if they're ever gonna get incepted, it's me in the walls going Kyle Rayner. I even brought it up in my interview with James Gunn. I did it at the end. Like I put it where I thought it might get cut in case it was a problem. But I literally was like, "Hey, Kyle Rayner!" Like I had Tourette's. I want Kyle Rayner too.
Good pick. Good pick. Thanks for the question.
All right, Dalton Kane, thank you so much. What if they stop Galactus with a false sense of victory only for an incursion to destroy their universe, forcing them to flee at the end?
Maybe the incursion does factor in already. And
We did see it in Doctor Strange.
And then Galactus is like, your planet is doomed anyway. Yeah. Let me have your baby and we'll get out of here.
Get in my belly.
In my belly.
Yeah, I think incursions will be a factor.
I'd be very surprised if they're not.
Yeah, I mean we've set it up, and that's so
Yeah.
Reed Richards.
They beat Galactus, incursion happens, then Annihilus shows up. It's just all
Just
happening at once.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a nonstop.
Well, you heard it here. Lobstar. Here we go.
I'm just reading comics for the day when Koi can't be here anymore.
I will book all of these.
I need to gather 40 years of comic book knowledge in my one brand.
Need the same lexicon.
Just in case. And now I need to become a gaming expert because games are taking off in the movie industry.
All right. Lobstar.
I drop.
Lobstar.
Why do you look so tired, Greg?
Is Greg high? No,
I'm
he
trying to
read
run a
all the
company and
comics.
become an expert too.
Why are you weeping? No. It's just all the eye drops. I can't close my eyes. Lobstar. Thank you so much. I hope Wonder Woman is at least 5'10" to 6'2" in height. I know really tall actresses tend to be overlooked.
Because they're freaks.
Tall
Tall
queens,
women
tall
shouldn't be
queens.
allowed.
She should be tall and buff.
They intimidate
Tall
me.
and buff.
I can't be around them.
Really?
No. What the fuck?
I thought I was learning something new about you. I was like, what a reveal.
I have to. What?
It'd be such a weird, specific aversion.
I'm inferior to you, lady.
I don't like you being above me, even in this moment of height. I personally care more about acting than height with that, as long as they're not like 5'2". I think they'd be great if they have the stature of an Amazonian. I think height is
You can
important
be
for
Wonder
them.
Woman, don't worry.
Like, I think, Wolverine being tall was a distraction, but then we were like, well, Hugh Jackman's so perfect, we can overcome it. But I think an Amazonian is by definition tall, so as long as proportions don't look short, and I think looking strong and like a warrior is also key. So I wouldn't want a tall, skinny woman if it meant that was tall for the sake of tall, but I think acting, musculature, over 5'7" are my main order of.
I don't really follow wrestling. And by don't really mean I don't follow wrestling. And I do know, though, that like the way how, especially, what's the proper term, Alex? Female wrestler, woman wrestler, lady wrestler.
West.
I also don't watch wrestling.
I know, but what is not the...
am 5'2".
What's the what's the
Specifically called out, Alex.
what's the not offensive word? Are any of those offensive?
No, I think it's.
I just don't know
wrestler.
anymore.
Wrestleress.
The gorgeous ladies
I
of wrestling.
just don't know. The ones with vaginas.
That's what they want to be called.
Hey! What are the
It's just female professional wrestlers. I think you're good.
They
lady
but
wrestlers,
before there was just like, you're hot and sexy, put you up there. Now it's like they get like real fucking like performers, you know? And we've seen male wrestlers turn actors to some greats. John Cena, Dave Bautista, Dwayne Johnson. And I don't really have a correlation like that with any female woman lady wrestlers. And I think that for Amazonian, I'm like, oh, if you want to like look for a performer who maybe has the stature for it, I'm like, oh, actually maybe look in that department.
I've not seen a lot of the fan cast, and they say a wrestler, then I watch and I'm like, I would love if we find the John Cena of the female wrestling world.
Yeah.
But I'd also love to see, like, I was talking to Katie O'Brien at a screening the other day, and I was like, you are so powerful looking. Like, Katie O'Brien was just like standing in front of me, and I was like, I want to like arm wrestle you.
She is a beast.
Yeah. And like but in just standing in front of someone, like sometimes when you see a guy and you kind of like square up because you're like, that person, it was like that with Katie O'Brien. I was like, this person's awesome and scrappy and built. Like I want the Wonder Woman to feel like that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, all right. Becky Lynch, Wonder Woman. You heard it here. Lobstar. Here we go. No, we just did Lobstar. Thank you again. I just want to say thank you. Spidey Sensei, why are people getting so hung up on Superman having a harem? What woman want a super orgasm? JK.
One, the harem was something that was augmented by Lex Luthor and the Barovian president because Americans are prudish, and I thought that was genius because the first thing that's going to make Americans uncomfortable is the idea of getting some booty. Two, that man has ice breath. Ice cubes are very useful if you know what you're doing. That man has super speed. You got some versatility there. That man has a lot of powers. That would make some super women super happy. So I agree. If you're going to have a harem, he could take care of a few at a time.
Yeah. I once wanted to do a sketch of the Flash, like having
going
sex,
at it,
where it's like he's just looking at Iris, and then you go into the Flash, so he just speeds in. It's like so, how many six people in the Justice League? It's like,
Speed Force,
and then she's like, is that? And then suddenly like massive, yeah. Because he can go to town. He could do like 60 minutes worth in a second,
and be so happy for all the women involved.
He can handle a harem.
Yeah.
Hundo P. All right. Thank you, Spidey Sensei. Daniel San. Thank you so much. I am tired of talk shows. Last thing I want to hear is politics. I'm trying to escape reality, and I just want to hear some jokes and interview. TDS is real.
I don't know what TDS is.
Well, there's something to be said though about politics in comedy. Is that was a gateway for me to start understanding politics, and it because of the framing of it. Like if you watch like a Jon Stewart or whatever, when they're not like people yelling at the camera, to be able to find the humor in it makes it feel less devastating. I'm not saying you should only get your political news from like comedians, but I think there's benefit though in experiencing like the political comedy. That's just my take though.
I don't know what TDS means, but
Neither do I.
It commonly refers to, quote, Trump derangement syndrome, a slang term used to describe an extreme and irrational dislike of former, now again, President Donald Justice Trump.
Okay.
No comment.
Yep.
No comment. All righty. Well, thanks for that, Daniel's son. We're moving on to Aiden Doherty. Very generous of you. Appreciate it. Hey, y'all. Glad I got to watch this live. Would y'all ever have
generous super chat? Thank you.
Would y'all ever have other reaction YouTubers on the pod?
Fuck that.
Specifically ones who already have a live podcast
They can go
running
fuck
on their
themselves,
own channels.
all them.
Heroes Reforged, Blind
They're
Wave,
all
New
losers.
Rockstars.
They're dead to me. Screw Adam Havlick. He didn't just hit me up that he's going to be in LA and that we should do a podcast together.
Did he move?
He's not in LA. He's in California. But he's in, yeah.
Didn't realize that. I see him often enough that I just assumed.
I didn't just have a double date with Media Nights.
Greg hates YouTubers.
I
That's why he has to tell
hate
me who they
YouTubers.
are. That's why Greg's always like, you should know this person. I was like, what's that?
I don't really want to have Natalie Gold on for an interview.
Hell yeah, is that working out?
I have to hit her up.
I went through actual.
I was waiting for this to be built.
Okay, that's fair. I was like,
Coy knows Natalie Cole. I don't.
I was like, I've never done this, but Greg never asks for anything. I'm gonna make sure I do a thing, and then he's like, 6 months later.
I interviewed. I asked Eric from Blind Wave if we could do a video together. He said, yeah, but last time I followed up, I haven't heard back. So you can rot in hell, all of you guys now from Blind Wave.
Yeah, if you don't respond first, out.
I did a live stream with Eric Voss here. It was a very successful one.
Brandon's on Sunday.
So yeah, there's I would love to have other people here. I'd like to sit down talks and interviews, maybe the pod.
Yeah,
but I like getting to know people. Why would I want to get to them off camera? That would be
what a waste of time and effort.
Earnings.
I can't monetize me chilling in the other room.
All right. Speaking of people we want to get to know, Damani Lavelle, thank you so much for chiming into the chat. Real Rejects seem pretentious, but I gave you guys a chance last year. And
bold opening, I respect it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait for more, Coy. Just wait for more.
All right. I gave you guys a chance last year, and now a daily watch. Coy wasn't my fave.
Yes.
But this made him top 3. And he's kind of hot. Love you all.
That was a journey.
Love you all, but shout out to Roxy.
Okay.
This went everywhere.
The fact that at no point did I know the next word, much less next beat of where that was going, commendable. The fact that you opened up with like a diet fuck you, respect. But also, I'm glad we could appeal to whatever sensibilities we landed on. Favorite message of the day.
That's really. I'm glad you came around.
That's beautiful.
That phrase, don't judge a book by its cover. I feel like as a reaction channel, it's so easy to judge a book by its cover with any reaction channel because you're looking for like a big face usually. So it looks like you like everything until you like watch the video and then you find out, hey, they really didn't like Captain America: Brave New World.
I think it's so just the idea of pretentiousness of people like watching movies in T-shirts. But I'm glad we can convince you otherwise, and thank you for joining.
Okay, so we got just a few more. Let's go. Let's do it. We can do it, but if we could end in the next 10 minutes, and if I could make my thing.
Speed round. All right. Lobstar, thank you for chiming back in. If either of you haven't read it, I would recommend Superman American Alien, a super underrated modern Superman comic. Coy, have you heard of it?
I have. It's a great miniseries. It's very inventive. It's a great characterization. I agree. It's good.
American Alien?
Yep. Max Landis.
Oh, good.
No comment. But I'll talk about Trump all day.
Thanks, Lobstar. Yes, you
Came out like 10 years ago.
Epstein. but not Max Landis.
No, there's no Epstein list. It's not real. It's
not
fake.
real.
There was never any Epstein.
What a
list.
boring story. That's the newest.
It's so dull. Anyway, Lobstar, thank you so much. Moni, hey guys, love the channel. Are you guys reading the absolute DC comics? These have come up a couple times lately. My favorites are Flash and Wonder Woman. They are sick. Love y'all's work.
Gonna get Greg reading them. My favorites are Martian Manhunter and Wonder Woman. They are so inventive.
Which
so
one
fun.
would you start with?
Batman is the most clear cut of like, whoa, it's like the Ultimate Spider-Man of them. I think Ultimate Martian Manhunter is the boldest of them. And I think the most approachable of them is Wonder Woman because it literally is, instead of Paradise Island, she was raised in hell. So it's this really like 80s metal van, awesome. So it's really an easy read. But I think the greatest one is Martian Manhunter because it's so psychedelic, it's so introspective. They're all different. But Martian Manhunter is my favorite.
I feel like I want to get to know like Martian Manhunter from the comics first.
It's a very different one.
And then before I hop into
Yeah,
Absolute.
it's not John John's in the way at all.
Yeah, that's
it's
what-
the most different of them, actually.
That's what I mean. I want to. That's why I haven't. Like, I could hop in like Superman and Batman,
right,
but the
because you
other-
know those characters
But yeah, but the other ones, I'm like, I want to get to know them from the comics more
before you see the subversion.
Exactly.
Fair.
Exactly.
Groovy. Awesome. All right. Joaquin Branche. Hey, gents. Coy, after watching Superman, do you want to see any Wildstorm characters in this new DCU? As a die-hard fan, I have my fingers crossed on more.
After we got the engineer, and that's, a very fascinating, launching point. I love the Jenny Sparks comic that just came out. Actually got it from my dad while he was in town. Jenny Sparks is the spirit of the 20th century, and Jenny Sparks herself representing the 20th century when we're in the 21st century, I think is a really fun time element. Like, she chain smokes, she wears fashion of that time. I think with the 300-year span of metahumans, it'd be really cool to have a character that represents a time. And I don't think I've ever seen that in comics before. I see characters representing an era, like as in going to that era, right? Like Captain America in his era, or being a fish out of water, but he doesn't like represent the 40s. I would love Jenny Sparks being a figurehead of the 20th century in the present. I think that'd be cool.
Not familiar with the character, but thanks for sharing.
She's
all that.
cool.
All right. Hey, Damani Lavelle. This is a lovely one. By the way, Greg, you look great. I might have to get G Fuel,
No, that's
or
not been the
perhaps you
thing.
mean
Yeah.
Fuel or Liquid
Yeah.
IV or any number of
No,
Thrive Market.
in terms of products that I actually like Huel, I definitely use like at least once to 2 times a week. Liquid IV I use practically every single day. But no, I mean there's like other. I was so running so late. I made it like an acai bowl, and I was eating it in the car right here, like this biggest. Do you see in the sink? Just this giant bowl I have.
Gotta go.
Just mixed with like protein powder.
It really
and
is
stuff.
diet.
Yeah.
Like, diet really changes everything.
Yeah, but I want to have a pizza. I'm going to Colorado in September, and I want to have a pizza when I'm there.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving the day after my birthday, so hopefully I could get this photo done. And
Could do that right for your birthday, man. And then actually have a birthday.
yeah, I know, right?
Well, beautiful.
But
Keep
thank
it-
you. That's really
keep it
kind. Thank
sexy.
you. Thank you.
Destined. Thank you so
I feel
much.
like I've been taking compliments like that for granted. Thank you. Thank you.
You are. I saw you changed shirts yesterday, and I was like, damn.
Did it. Damn.
Anyway, Destined, thank you so much for chiming in. Superman leaned heavily on score. Do you think that perhaps Supergirl could lean heavily on soundtrack?
I'm
to
getting
further-
that vibe. Good question. I'm getting that vibe. Yeah.
Lean further on soundtrack to distinguish that she isn't just, quote, gender-bent Clark? If yes, what songs would you use?
Oh, I love this question.
I'm just a girl.
Barbie. Obviously. I think it'll be like a nice alt 90s rock soundtrack. I could see like some Fiona Apple. I could see some like the Toadies kind of sound. I could see.
Yeah, as I could see.
Oh, that's fun. I like that a lot. Yeah, that energy, like the yeahs and like aggressive 90s and 2000s rock would be really cool.
If you were to ask me, James Gunn's going to do a DC movie between Superman and Supergirl, which one? I'd be like, oh, definitely Supergirl.
Yeah.
Weird, like I feel Supergirl would be more of the vibe. So it's
But then Craig Gillespie is such a great, like, I, Tonya and Cruella.
Yeah.
I can see the DNA of how he's going to make Supergirl. Between Lars and the Real Girls, like, adept personality choices, Cruella's production design, I, Tonya's humanity. Like, I'm so excited for this movie.
All right, I'm excited too. All right, we just got a
Heck
couple. How many? We got 4 more left. 4 or 5.
Give me some cardigans or something.
And then we got one last Streamlab too. So
Some cranberries.
Yeah. We could go. Coy and I will do a separate music podcast about that. Dragon Soldier, thank you for being so generous. Good to see you guys. Have you ever seen your city featured in a movie highlighting a different location? Oh, around here. Oh, yeah. I got to be a Metropolis civilian in Superman, and all I could from Metropolis was Cleveland. All I could get from Metropolis was Cleveland.
Okay, well, most of the time when it's like in LA or something, it's in LA. Because I've seen like places we go to all the time, streets, no matter what city, I'm featured in so many shows and movies. The one time I really caught like that is not where Dunder Mifflin in The Office is located. There was an episode where they were traveling on the street, and I'm oh shit, this is like right down the street from where I live. And I'm like, that's not where Scranton, Pennsylvania is. That is down the street from me. Yeah, it's like the whole strip. So yeah, that was the one time I caught that.
We had a couple of those during Brooklyn Nine-Nine too. We were like, that's not Brooklyn, that's Los Angeles, that's Burbank, that's downtown. Yeah.
I was in this movie R.I.P.D. and they reshot the ending a few times, and it was really funny to see Boston, not Boston. Boston?
Yeah.
Not Boston. And it would be like between takes. Like it'd be on this coverage, then this coverage would be a different city, but you'd only know if you knew this coverage. And that was really funny because I was like, they teleported.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Hell yeah.
Right. Sci-fi, and Crash too. It's like shot all around these parts. Sci-fi extremist, thank you so much for chiming back in. What pre-MCU solo film do you wish got a sequel?
Pre-MCU solo.
I guess I mean like a Marvel movie.
Oh, thank you. That's so obvious now.
Any movie pre-MCU.
2008 and earlier. We got so many sequels. Fantastic Four got a sequel. Ghost Rider got a sequel. Spider-Man got a sequel. X-Men got a sequel.
Daredevil.
Besides Howard the Duck. I don't know if Daredevil needed a sequel as much as the director's cut needed to exist. You know, I got one. I think League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was so much better than it was espoused.
Still haven't released that reaction.
Dude, it's so
Just
good.
been sitting on that reaction.
I love that. Like
you liked it? I didn't know that.
It's like a 3.5-star film. It's like a solid B. It's such a good time.
I remember feeling like I'm crazy when I was younger, being like, I enjoyed this movie a lot.
The whole movie, I'm like, is
really
this the
wrong
one?
with me? Because I thought this was like one of the worst movies of the year.
I was watching it like, is this the movie everyone hates? Because I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I think it's
I kept trying to convince myself I didn't like it during it. And I was like, I think I'm full of joy. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I'm going to put my foot down on it.
I'm waiting to be impressed.
It was so much fun. Director of Blade.
Justice
Stephen
for
Norrington.
LXG. Yeah. There you go. All right, Quentin Anthony Anderson.
Thank you,
so
Quentin.
much. Here's one. What whimsical or side MCU characters do you think are locks for Doomsday and Secret Wars?
Oh.
Side characters. Kat Dennings.
Okay.
Michael Pena.
Really? Michael Pena? I don't think he's a lock.
We didn't have him, and I feel like he was missed. I'd love if the opening to explain the entire canon up to Doomsday was just Pena narrating.
Does Hank Pym count?
At this point.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he retired. I think Michael Douglas retired.
Oh, yeah.
He and Evangeline Lilly both.
God, I can't think of any side characters.
Valkyrie is kind of a lead now, but I would count on Tessa Thompson.
Korg.
I would love to see Walton Goggins come back. Sam Rockwell, please.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, Justin Hammer, let's go.
Those are some wish lists.
Wong.
More naked Eric Selvig.
Yes. Jacob Batalon. I would say Jacob Batalon's probably a lot.
Yeah, I don't really have too many.
Yeah, those.
M'Baku. All right.
And Baku's, we know, is coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He was-
he's got a
he
chair.
was a
He's
chair.
got a chair, might be. All right. Well, thank you, Quentin. Reynaldo Torres.
Sorry. I feel like we could have maybe made a more interesting answer there, but I really can't think of anything, honestly. I'm
I just
sorry.
listed a bunch of
Yeah.
Stan Lee cameo re-rendered through the magic of AI. Reynaldo Torres. Thoughts on Bradley Cooper's appearance in Superman? I thought it was super cool. Do you guys think he'll make more appearances? Any future impact?
Yes, I think he'll definitely make more appearances.
I think the character Jor-El is really impactful. Like, he's always played by these huge actors, obviously Marlon Brando, Russell Crowe, these big thespians. So I think it'd be cool to see that character in some way. I don't think it'll be the traditional in the Fortress of Solitude passing on the knowledge, but I think he had a lot of impact in Gravitas, so I'd like to see him again.
I think we'll see him as a cameo in Supergirl.
Oh, that makes sense.
They
Going back to Krypton.
Yeah, they show the like it might Supergirl Woman Tomorrow really expanded upon the more slow destruction of Krypton.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whereas, I'm used to the versions of one day it just fucking blew up,
He warned him 7 minutes ago, and now we're dead.
But yeah, that one is like, how do we like make this? How do we save this and repair? And society's crumbling, and it's so much death, and it is really tragic. But I'd be surprised if Jor-El doesn't have a cameo there.
I agree. I like that. And Dave Krumholtz is playing her dad.
Hey.
I love David Krumholtz. 10 Things I Hate About You.
He's the
Elf.
He's the elf in the Santa Claus.
Oppenheimer.
He's his buddy in Oppenheimer. Yeah.
There's so many great. It's Dave Krumholtz. You know this man.
Yes.
So he's such a comic nerd.
guy.
He's such a comic nerd. I'm so excited for him.
Alrighty. Christian Unpronounceable.
Back at it.
Last.
I love that because the
Thank you.
first thing makes no sense. A last, beautiful.
Last.
Thank you.
Closing down the supers. Appreciate
And
you.
we have one more stream.
And
Thank
we
you
got
guys.
one more.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you. Your support will never go unnoticed. Thank you so much. I hate feeling like I got to rush out of here. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm ungrateful for it. I do have a thing.
Been here 3 hours. We did 3.
Gratitude doesn't kick in until your 4th hour. So. Anyway, MK2 Nardo Granada. Thank you so much for closing us out here. Hi, rejects. Question for all original, just Coy. What do you think the King Sweaty Schnepp would have thought of the recent state of comic book films and shows like Loki and the new Superman, or anything you think he would have loved it, miss the Sweaty so much?
Oh, what a great place to end.
I love this question. I think John would be so happy that we've reached levels where it's like Kirby is in the vernacular and Fantastic Four is so like potentially weird and crazy. I think he would have loved the bombasticness of Superman. I know he loved MODOK. That man was obsessed with MODOK. That man had MODOK ice cube trays. I think he would have been really happy with how weird things have gotten. So like that kind of character was his cup of tea. I think he would have lost his mind that Eros popped up in Eternals. Like the things have gotten so big and weird. And I think he would have loved a summer of Superman tying into Fantastic Four. So, yeah, I think he'd be really happy with the internet, and I think he'd be, raging at certain things on the internet being so antagonistic. He did like Joy, so I think he'd be elated at where things have gotten.
I only got to meet him one time.
Yeah,
years ago, obviously, but I don't remember exactly. Is that Collider?
yeah.
And he was like the last to me in terms of like comic book people who represented truly, even just visually, of like what we thought of like comic book people.
Yeah.
And was like a beacon of that, like he's literally sweaty. Like he looks nowadays we have to look like, Greg Coy, Brandon Davis. whereas Schnepp had he just felt like a fucking human being,
Yeah. I did a Vegas trip with him right before, 2 months before he passed. And it was so fun being in Vegas with someone that was such a comic nerd as opposed to the usual Vegas crowd. Like, a lot of times you go to Vegas for like a party or you go for a con, but you're still with those type people. And being there with John, like we were at Caesar's Palace and there's all these busts and John is so tall, he would just like run away and hide and stand next to the bust. And I have so many visuals whenever I go to Vegas. I think of John just blending in with the busts. And that's such a nerdy, geeky thing to do. I miss the man. But yeah, I think he'd be really happy and I'm glad you got to meet him.
Yeah. Well, thank you for ending us off on a great note. Thank you guys so much for being part of this stream with us. Thanks, Coy, for doing this. Next week is going to be a pre-recorded Fantastic Four spoiler talk that we were going to record on Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah.
John, Alex, thank you so much for everything you guys did for the stream, especially John for setting all this shit up again. And all of you contributed. And those who didn't, I'm just fucking glad you're here. Supporting us, and to see the podcast actually be a regular thing here makes me really happy. And hopefully you're enjoying the upgrade in live stream tech.
We weren't on 16-bit. It actually flowed.
We didn't get any problems. It did good. So
flow. We're getting your mouth synced slowly but surely.
Yeah, okay.
All that good stuff.
It's all coming together, man.
Oh, is it really?
What?
Today's the 7-year anniversary of John's death.
Oh, didn't know that.
I am so glad someone asked because I think the classic adage, you die twice, like when your heart stops beating and when someone says your name the last time, and we are not letting that second one happen. John, so much love, and I remember that Comic-Con right after you passed and how beautiful it was to celebrate you with all your people in like the mecca of our folk, and every Comic-Con I think of you, man. So I'm really glad we got to thank you for asking that question to close us out, because that means today of all days we did get to think and talk about him, so that second death didn't happen. So much love to John.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. We will